realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I had me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
There we go. Finally got it.
You caught it perfectly.
Finally got it.
It's amazing.
19 weeks running.
That was some Lob City shit. That was excellent.
Finally caught that motherfucker. Realest podcast ever, episode 135. I'm your host, Chad Fain, a.k.a. Peach Papi.
I am Matt Kane, a.k.a. Black Hammer. Remember? Remember Major League 2?
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah, I watched it recently.
Do you know the behind the scenes shit of the movie with Omar Epps and Wesley Snipes and all the story? So if you don't know, Wesley Snipes was Say Hey Willie Mays in the first Major League.
Yes.
It was a cult classic, box office smash. Legendary movie. When it came time for them to do Major League 2, Wesley Snipes had Major League 2 and Demolition Man on the table with Sylvester Stallone. He opted, of course, this is fucking Rocky, to do a fucking action movie with Sylvester Stallone instead of doing Major League 2. So they got Omar Epps to replace him as Say Hey Willie Mays.
Right.
In the movie, in their off season, Omar Epps decided to become an actor and do an action movie with Jesse Ventura and making fun
of Demolition
of Wesley Snipes going to do Demolition Man. That nigga's name was White Lightning and his name was Black Hammer.
Fucking Jesse Ventura.
And when they got done having the shootout, Jesse Ventura jumped off of a building and landed on his feet. Jesse Ventura jumped off of the building and landed on his feet. And Omar Epps walked up and Omar Epps said, "Mine fell the hardest." Jesse Ventura said, "Mine are the deadest." And that was how the fucking Jake was just sitting there looking like, what the fuck is this? So when they went to the first game, remember Bob Uecker?
Yeah.
Wacky World of Sports
Yes.
Bull? He was the commentator. He was like, "I went to see Say Hey Willie's Maze movie in the theaters. It was only in the theaters for 2 hours." They ran it once. He was like, "I went to see his film. It was only in theaters for 2 hours. It was, however, in really good focus." Like they was shitting all over Wesley Snipes for going to do Demolition Man. Dog. That was some G ass shit. Like, you really shitted on us to go do that? All right, we just gonna play this shit out. We're gonna play this shit out you this whole movie. Mine fell the hardest. Mine were the deadest. Fucking Demolition Man. Good times. I'm tired now.
Already. Like we can just pack up and go at this point.
Oh man, it's 1:35. Believe it or not, we actually got a lot of topics.
Yeah, no,
like a lot of shit happened.
Yeah, man, shit. I knew from last Tuesday that it was going to be up for this week's episode. A lot has transpired in music, sports, politics, especially
Everything.
We also have a world premiere of a record today.
Oh yes.
Bae Fuck Them Hoes, affectionately known as BFTH.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be dropping that later on today. But literally the artist from Miami reached out to us. Let me, make sure I shout them out. But yeah, they reached out to us and I said, I have to hear this song. But yeah, the artist's name is Trizzy Tree from Miami.
Okay.
And I said, I have to hear this song. And I listened to it on the way over here. And it's fucking good as shit. I love it.
I can't wait. I wanted it when I saw the DM. I was like, I want to hear it.
You have to.
Bae Fuck Them Hoes just sounds lit. Like, that just sounds cool.
It's a universal smash. So we got that going on. But yeah, we got local news, world news, all types of stuff to talk about. How was your weekend?
What did I do this weekend?
Turn me down a little bit. I feel like I'm loud.
Which one?
Like I'm talking like my grandfather.
Are you 7?
I'm 7. Boom. There we go.
Good?
Yep, that works.
My man. What did I do this weekend? Nothing really. I worked one day. I went to Sam's Club. That was pretty lit.
Sounds
I finally got back in the gym. Because I didn't go last week the way I, with all that traveling and shit. Did I have any sneakers? Oh, I got the Off-White 5s.
Oh, nice. I have them. I just like opened them and looked like they were in the box that they shipped them in. I finally looked at them. Like, I should probably wear these at some
I
point.
want the All-Star game ones now.
Oh, okay.
I had swore all 5s, but you know the Raging Bulls is coming back out.
Yeah.
April 10th. And they moved the remember the university ones you were talking about?
Yeah.
They moved them back to March now.
Sons of bitches.
So remember they were coming out February 9th.
Yeah,
now they
yeah.
moved them back to March.
I might just buy them early at
So
this
they
point.
moved
I'm
them
tired of
back to
waiting.
March, but then they moved up not the Raging Bulls, because the Raging Bulls come out April 10th. It's something else that comes out at the end of March. Oh, Lord. It's going to drive me crazy. I was just looking at the shit. Well, Dan's always Ofa. you knew they was just going to be Ofa. Dan's Ofa everything.
The one weekend, Dan hit Yeezy and he hit sneakers and something else all in the same weekend. And it was all shit he didn't want.
I've still never hit anything on sneakers, so that's pretty lit to actually hit on sneakers. All right, here it is right here. Because I literally just looked at it. Like, what the fuck did they move up? The 4s, the University 4s.
Oh, the University 4s
they moved
are
them
February
up
now.
to March 30th.
Oh, March 30th.
Right.
Okay.
And then, they moved them back to March 6th. They were supposed to be February 9th.
Yeah, I'm buying those early. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of waiting at this point. They was like $900 on the early
saw
release
that.
for mad long, and now they dropped to like 5 something. So I'm gonna
The
just
Raging
buy.
Bulls come out April 10th.
Raging Bulls is fire.
The pack was awesome with the 3Ms,
Yeah.
but you know,
I finally wore. I went out Friday and Saturday. I went to Davio's for dinner with my girl. Saturday, I went to Steak 48 with my family for my mom's birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Mom. Her birthday was the 9th, but Steak 48, you got to make a reservation 9 years in advance.
Yeah. Niggas was selling reservations.
Like, niggas are ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Niggas will resell anything.
In the words of me with the raccoon, I don't know if you saw that on my side. This raccoon is ridiculous. Like, that's how niggas is. Niggas is ridiculous.
Niggas are
man.
ridiculous.
Selling reservations is crazy.
So yeah, I'm
just going to Falloons. It ain't that serious.
definitely not that serious.
I'm not paying you for a reservation.
I finally wore my Cactus Jack 6s, the green ones.
Okay. With the little book bag.
With the little book bag on
You
the
was hating on them.
I was hating on them, and now I love them. I owe you an apology.
I told
I'm
you,
sorry.
man. The Travis Scott 6s was fire, man.
Somehow I was talking to somebody about this weekend, and I'm like, yo, somehow, some way, because I was talking about the fake Verzuz thing that got thrown out there with Travis and Future, and I was just basically saying that one of Timbaland's his manager or one of his employees was on Clubhouse. The Defund Clubhouse, and was basically saying that they were working on the possibility of a Future versus like Travis Scott versus battle, and I'm like, pump the brakes. Future is a different type of animal. Like Future is one of them niggas to where it's like
I don't even understand that.
Future is one of like the 5 or 6 artists that could battle himself. He could do like Zaytoven Future against Mike Will Future. He could do early Future against Hendrix. Like he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Lil Wayne is like that too. He could do mixtape Wheezy against like Billboard Wheezy.
Like Drake could. Future could do straight Drake records.
Exactly. He could do all collabs. Like Jay-Z could do A-sides versus B-sides. He could do Jigga versus Hove. Like
I said it before when it came to the versus shit, because they was talking about who would. I remember we had it on here, who would Drake versus against, and I was like, the only person that would make sense would be Kanye.
Yeah.
And then people were throwing out the Jay-Z shit. I'm like, the Jay-Z thing doesn't make sense unless it was a B-sides battle. Now a Drake Hove B-sides battle would be phenomenal.
And they could go to like
40.
Yeah, like 35, 40.
A Drake and Hove B-sides battle.
Maybe 50.
Yeah, like when you get to where you talking about those, Club Paradises and all them type songs going up against, I don't know, just throw like the
Where I'm From and Streets is Watching.
And I show you how to do this, son. Like all of them type, like that would be
entertaining
to see a Hove and Drake B-side battle.
So I basically got into the whole thing of like, how popular Travis is and the fact that he's a name.
Yeah.
And he's a name for almost like not everything but music, because he got hits, don't get it fucked up, but he like redefined the world of like artist merch and design and sneakers and all of that shit, and kind of took it almost not further than Kanye, but like he did something different because of who he got. He got linked up with Nike and was allowed to do what Kanye wasn't.
It's like how I always talk about how when MTV would do those hottest MCs in the game, and they would encompass all these things that weren't really rap or
right.
That I look at Travis Scott as like the cliche. Him, Wiz Khalifa. You know what I mean? Ludacris, where it's like they just got so much shit that people appeal to them about. And where you're just like, oh, okay.
Like Travis is not a lyricist. He's not like a rapidy rap nigga, but on the same token, like he understands the art of production and the value of production in music, and his vocals gonna sound a certain way, and he gonna give you a crazy visual, and then he gonna had a Lambo, and this like he understands all of that other shit.
It's like
that sells a record.
Like when you look at Ludacris, Luda literally, you know, as far as rap was phenomenal.
Yeah.
As far as song making was phenomenal. And he gave you the visuals with the music, the visuals with a concert, the visuals with just him as a person, all his commercials, all his endorsements. Then turns around and starts acting. He's in an Oscar award-winning film, and he's part of arguably one of the top 4 or 5 biggest movie franchises. Yeah. It's like, them people just...
Shout out to Ja Rule. Fuck that up. Like... It's something to be said for the role of like drugs and creationism and like making your art better. And it's also something to be said for like drugs and making you make bad decisions, like Pass on the Fast and Furious, because you just feeling yourself. Like, I'm going to go shoot this movie with Steven Seagal. Y'all can't touch Ja Rule. Y'all can't tell me what to do.
But it looked like, it's one of the things when you look at it, you know, if it was for Luda. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when it's meant for you, it's meant for you. I was watching Dennis Rodman's 30 for 30. Did you ever watch that?
Probably. I haven't seen it in a while.
Dennis Rodman's from Oak Cliff. So, you know, he literally graduated high school and was like on some bum shit, like living out on the street.
He was a janitor.
He worked he was cleaning up at a fucking airport. He wound up getting booked for stealing watches out of like one of the watch stores in the airport. And he stole like 50 watches. And the reason he didn't get convicted and they dropped the charges was he didn't sell them. He just gave them out.
Oh shit!
Like he stole 50 watches because he was on some like trying to be accepted type shit. Yeah. So he was just giving people watches. Like, I got to watch for you, just like on some like please be my friend type shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they dropped the charges. His mom like, look, you either going to school, you going to service, or you getting the hell out of my house. So he goes to school. Now during this period, he grew 11 inches.
Holy shit.
He was 5'8", and looked up he was 6'7". So he became 6'7". So of course now he's like start playing basketball out on the street, you know, at the park or whatever, the community center. He goes to the college. The guy sees him. Is like, yo, you know, back in the 80s, you 6'7", 6'8", nigga, you got a shot. Right. You know what I'm saying? you got a shot.
Ain't too many of y'all around this joint.
So he went to the school but didn't like school. He flunked out.
Yeah.
Dropped out, back home at his mom's crib. His mom like, you gotta get the hell out of here. He living on the street. This nigga was 6. Can you imagine a 6'8" homeless nigga? Like how wild that crazy would look?
Yeah, you better be getting some cats out of some trees or something, nigga.
And he said he was on the street, whatever, but they opened up a basketball court at one of the community colleges. So he would go there to play. And one of the coaches from a school in Oklahoma saw him, was like, yo, I'm gonna take you down to Oklahoma. Took him down there. He basically moved in with a family there. He was working as a camp counselor. One of the little white kids who worked there, who went to the camp, brought him home. And the mom and the dad like kind of liked him, you know, and they was like, oh, so he started kicking it, being around, whatever. So he basically was living with his white family in Oklahoma. He starts going to the college. The nigga was a 23-year-old freshman going to college.
That's crazy.
Played in the what is it, Taylor?
NIT?
Not NIT. NIAA, whatever the fuck the conference division. NAIA. He played in that shit, wound up becoming an All-American. He didn't even know what an All-American was. The coach was like, yo, you made the All-Americans. He's like, what the hell is that?
Right.
They like, yo, like you're
one of the best basketball players in the country.
He averaged 25 and 16. And think about that. Like Dennis Rodman is the premier scorer.
Just coming off the street, averaging 25 and 16.
And he did that for 3 years, graduated. Well, didn't graduate. Did it for 3 years. And his coach was like, yo, you should declare for the draft. And got drafted by the Pistons.
That's nuts.
Next thing you know, you're a Hall of Famer. And he says it like, sometimes it's just like, he's like, I guess luck struck me again. He's like, he wasn't thinking about basketball on the street, took to a school, flunked out, back on the streets, playing basketball, got saw again.
Right.
And married Carmen Electra. It is crazy.
Won like 9 rings. How many fucking rings do Rodman got? He got
5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The craziest part is if he would have been able to hold it together, because he was on the Lakers in '99.
Right.
If he would have just held it together
for one more season,
he'd have been there for that 3-peat. You know, it's crazy as fuck. Like
he was in number 73. He had the cheetah hair when he was on the Lakers.
He was completely out of control by then.
he was out of his fucking mind.
But
Then he had a short stint with the Dallas Mavericks.
that was the last joint. He was there for like 30 days, and Mark Cuban and him was beefing and all kinds of crazy shit, and But yeah, he's a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I just watched his 30-30, and I just always thought that was interesting. Like when something's for you, it's for you.
Yeah, it's gonna find.
And
a way to happen.
it's fucked that you made me think about the Ja Rule shit. Like it just wasn't for him, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because John Singleton literally said it. Like I was begging him.
Yeah, please.
Because he was in the first one.
Yeah, please.
Like do this.
Please be a part of my multi-billion-dollar movie franchise.
And Ja was just.
I'm gonna go hang with Steven Seagal, yo.
Yeah.
This ain't working.
Me and in a Chinese collar tux. Me and Steven Seagal. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to some of these topics, man. Where do you want to start? We got a lot of highs, a lot of lows.
I want to start with a low, and then we can kind of go up from here.
Okay.
All right. So just last Monday, we were here. We were talking about the fact that, while the murders were bad, we were controlling them a little bit. And y'all went full berries for the last 7 days.
Yeah, all berries.
We went from 17 murders up to 36 in the last 7 days. 19 murders in the last 7 days, which now puts us 6% ahead of the 2020 pace, which was at 34 the same day last year. And, we've asked the question on here. It's a rhetorical question at this point. I'm just not understanding what the fuck is going on in the streets right now. Like, maybe I'm the old nigga. I'm just that detached from it. But even like I talk to like my younger little bros and homies and shit like that, they are like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, there's no real rhyme or reason to some of this shit.
Yeah. 20 murders in a week is nuts.
It's wild.
On Martin Luther King birthday
had
week.
15 in 4 days at one point.
Like, Martin Luther King stood for nonviolence.
Right.
And it was his birthday. Monday was a holiday.
Yeah. Niggas don't take days off. Niggas don't even take holidays no more.
20 in a week is insane. Like if 20 in a week you're on pace to do 1,000 in a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild. It was not here, but it was I saw on the news, it was 2 different mass murders yesterday.
Really?
4 people got killed. That one was actually close. It was like Lehigh Valley. It was like a murder-suicide. The dude killed his whole family. And then I want to say either Indianapolis or Indiana.
Same shit.
So yeah, one of them.
Indianapolis.
Was it Indianapolis? Yeah. Dude ran. Was it 2 or 3 dudes? I think it said 2. I think it said 3. Apparently they ran up in a crib because they had ballistics from 3 different joints. 5 people in the crib, killed them all, and one of them was a pregnant woman.
Oh shit!
So it was like some hit type shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yesterday it was 2. A mass murder is considered anything where 4 or more people get killed. Like it was 2 of them yesterday, and it's not even like.
Fuck.
I'm like national news and like it's just like
that's crazy.
Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Wrap the weekend
Tom
up.
Brady's back in the Super Bowl. like that shit ain't even news.
Holy shit.
Like dog. And it made me think back to remember the Lex Street shit?
Yeah.
Remember how that just captivated the entire southeastern Pennsylvania? Like now that shit would happen and just be like, yeah, man, 7 people killed, in the crib today. Tomorrow's gonna be slightly cloudy, 38 degrees. It just.
And Tuesday we have the Westchester Dog Show.
Yeah, right, real shit. Septon talks to raise fares next November.
Yet again.
Like that shit is just like news. It's just, you know what I mean?
Damn, man.
So, but I look at the murder thing now, and it was bizarre at one point. Now it's just really you can really get killed for it. Like nothing,
sure.
like just anything.
And that's the the part that I worry about it is just because it's like, Philly has always been like a rugged blue collar, like street orientated place. But even still within that, like we were coloring within the lines, so to speak, on like a lot of different stuff. Like, people that were, getting killed or, supposed to get killed, so to speak. Like it was it was kind of inbounds, and it was like a backstory, and you knew who did what. And
they'd be like, yo, so-and-so got killed the other day. You'd be like, damn, really? You'd be like, well, he...
Right.
You'd be like, oh, I'd have killed him.
Yeah, exactly. Like anybody would have killed him considering that. It was making sense. And now it's just like, it's just so random. And then it's like, with these younger folks, you got like friends killing friends and taking them off for like money and drugs and this. And it's just like, God damn, like it's literally like, who can you trust? And it's like to the point where it's like, yo, everybody got guns, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has guns. It's not even relegated to one part of the city or other. We saw what happened with making the national news with the guy in Brewery Town. That's a gentrified area where that took place at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
So it's just like, it's really no rhyme or reason to this shit. And it's like, damn near everything falls under like senseless violence.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't no street justice. It ain't no real retribution. It's just people just doing shit.
I saw that they were doing a gun off the street program. If you bring a gun in, they would give you some money or whatever. And I'm like, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that ain't
I'm
never
like,
gonna
you
work.
gonna have to give them Lambo trucks.
Like, what you gonna give me, 50,000?
Like, you bring a 9, you get a Lambo truck. Like, you know, it's the only way. It's like yeah, everybody got guns, everybody shooting, everybody is just out for mayhem, like daily. I saw this shit the other day, the video, it was like a road rage incident. Like the dude cut the dude off and then they got out and had words. The nigga got out the car with the extendo.
Oh shit.
And let off like 4 shots or whatever. And the people filming it was like, oh shit. And then he hopped in the car, the law was chasing him and shit. And it's just like, going to jail for 9. You got a joint with a ladder.
Right.
You done let off 4 shots. It's like over a nigga cutting you off.
Yeah, you gonna get a year for every bullet that ain't supposed to, even if it's legal, you getting a year for every bullet that ain't supposed to be in that motherfucker. Like, what's the legal capacity on this mag? All right, cool. Get this nigga 34 years.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense, man. It's like, you know, people are just, they go right to the pistol play.
To the sticks.
Yeah, it's no negotiation. It turns straight into NHL 2021. Like, it's no negotiation. It's no like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this. Like, we go straight to the sticks. It's lacrosse. It's Jim Brown 1967.
It's lacrosse.
Like, we go right to the lacrosse.
That
bro.
shit is real, man. Like, it's just, it's terrifying, and it just on the strength of like the children.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got a niece, and it's like, you know, we talk a lot about having kids and shit, and it's just, like, who wants to be a part of this shit? Who wants to be out here in this nonsense? Where like, and the crazy part, I saw that out of the 499 murders of last year, more than half of them were people under the age of 22. And I was just like, God damn. Like, it's teenagers. It's little kids. Like, it's 14, 15, 16. Like, I know multiple 15, 16-year-old kids who've been, like, shot.
Right. Remember, there was a period where, like, little kids kept getting shot.
Remember where women kept getting hit?
Yeah.
Like, it's nonsense, man.
Yeah, man. It's like we try to use our platform responsibly to, bring awareness to stuff like this. And it's just sad that this is what it's come to. And it's like, we have a record-breaking year. You have 499 murders, not to mention all of the other shootings and maimings and attacks and all of that.
I read that out of all the shootings that happened in 2020, 9% of them there was an arrest made.
9%.
9%. Maybe it was arrest and conviction, but it was 9%. I know that for sure. Because I was like, that literally means I got a 90% chance of getting away with this shit. Yeah. So it's like,
fuck it.
That's better than playing the big 3. What the fuck? I do that shit every day. Like, what the fuck?
You got a 0.08%.
Yeah.
Every day. Dollar Straight, dollar box.
The shit come out, whenever the number come out, it could be any number, 687. That's the old 3 digits of my phone number. You know, my shit could be 215-687. Like, everybody got a reason I should have played that.
Right.
Big 4 come out, 3432. Joint I used to date, that's her mama address. 3234 South Delancey. Goddamn. And it'd be like, dog, like you have less of a chance at hitting that shit than getting convicted from a gun shooting. So it's like, yeah, motherfuckers are just like, dog. Think about how many people you know. And I even me, I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
Like I say that shit all the time. Like I don't know nobody. People fake know me. I don't know it.
I don't know y'all back.
I don't know y'all back. Real shit. I don't know you back. So if I know a lot, like I would say when it comes to like chicks, if I can name 20 motherfuckers that I know have been allegedly attached to you, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's
because I don't know.
That's like 400.
That's like 6, because I don't know all of the Heem 21st Streets and the J Boog 29th Streets, and I don't know all these motherfuckers.
At Bula with the sticks.
Yeah. So it's like, I know of all these different shootings and who did this and what, and you know how the, streets talk. Yeah. And half the time it don't even be the streets. Foot Locker talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All the beauty salon shit.
Seriously. Best Buy talk.
Yeah.
Fucking Rent-A-Center talk. Like, if motherfuckers all talk. So it's like, if
like, nigga, you work at H.H. Gregg. Why do you care who's shooting shit up?
Dog. But it's just wild, though, because it's like, dog, it's so many shootings and shit that just go on. That's just, ain't nobody getting convicted for that shit. Ain't, you know what I'm saying? The other day I saw, they arrested the 2 young boys who was involved in the Brewerytown shooting.
Yeah.
So people in the Facebook posts were like, oh, I think it's crazy that they acted so fast on this, and we already got them picked up on the street, huh? I guess black lives really don't matter, because if had that been somebody black, they wouldn't have arrested nobody. And somebody on the post was like, all this nonsense. And this one guy, I wish I had his name to like give him, because he got on there and he said it. He was like, do y'all know why this shit was picked up on so fast? First off, because people was like complaining about the fact that it was a $40,000 reward. Yeah. And it was like, the police didn't put that up. His family and friends
in the community put that shit
up.
People that knew him.
Secondly, when it comes down to like police activity and finding a person that killed their loved one, they not, oh, I ain't getting involved in that. I ain't ratting. I ain't
telling everything.
They coming together to figure this shit out. Yeah. And he was like, y'all have this whole I don't snitch, no snitching, no telling. Y'all believe in this culture, but then you want the police to figure shit out, and it don't work like that. Yeah. Because he even went into it. If you can like look it up and see that 80% of federal convictions come from testimony, confidential informant assistance, all these different things. That's 80% of the feds.
Right. That's national.
And the feds is literally like, when they come to get you, this is page 3 where you draw. Yeah. Page 4, you see who's drawing right like that.
Yeah, this is page 6, paragraph 8. You pulled the stick out on Fahim.
Like they telling you all the different joints. So it's like, this is the feds. So it's like local, state. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like shit like that. You don't want to assist in anything. Yeah. But you can't turn around and be like, oh, why y'all ain't solved this?
Yeah. I was just talking about this at dinner the other night with my parents, and I'm like, yo, the difference between black community, white community, etc. is like, they gonna do what need be done to get your ass off the street. Right. Like, you are a menace. We gonna put you where there's other menaces at, because we don't need you in this neighborhood killing nobody else. So they gonna fucking turn over all they Ring camera footage. They gonna fucking put money up. They gonna, oh, this looked funny and so and so. And I seen the nigga in the Chevy Corsica and that looked funny because I never seen
I ain't seen a Corsica since '94.
All of that, everything is on display. They calling the motherfucking tip
You
line.
open the sunroof with the fucking hatch, with the handle.
Like, so all of
like
that,
a fucking sewer drain.
all of that is in play.
Yo.
And niggas don't want to say nothing, and then they just think like, oh, the police supposed to do their job and earn their money. And it's like, no, police work is collaborative. Why the fuck you think every police officer got a partner?
Right.
This shit, like, cause you can't figure it all out on your own. So it's like, y'all be so enamored with street culture, then street shit happen to people that y'all care about, and then y'all be mad at the streets, and then subsequently mad at the police because they can't figure out some street shit that y'all won't tell what the fuck happened.
Bingo.
It's a big ass labyrinth.
You said it fast, but I know you hit the nail on the head. I'm gonna listen back to it.
It's a big ass labyrinth of nonsense.
Yeah. It's like a hamster wheel.
Yeah, like do y'all want y'all communities policed and safe or no? That's what you got to decide, because I don't live where majority of these people that are complaining about this shit live. My mother don't live where these, like I'm saying.
Patrice O'Neal had a bit on one of his stand-ups where he said, I used to say fuck the police all the time. And, coming from where I come from, I believe he's from like the Boston area.
Yeah, like suburbs of Boston.
Yeah, like on some Made Men type shit. He's like, yeah.
Some Made Men. Shout out to Ravens.
Yeah. And, do you know his story about him going to jail and all that shit? So, he's like, I had a very, very skewed view of police, the justice system, all of that shit. And I would literally, for my life, just be like, man, fuck the cops, fuck them all. He's like, but then I got like successful, and I own things. And I realized like, somebody break into this house, I can't necessarily call the Crips. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
can't call the GD.
It's like, I gotta call the police. Crips probably did this shit. But it's the truth. It's like, you want your community to be safe. You want your children to be able to play outside.
Absolutely.
But then on the flip, you want them to like not fuck with law enforcement. It's a whole conundrum. Because realistically, when it comes to the law enforcement side, this is where you have to be personable and you have to give a face to the community to work with. You have to be a part of and it's literally gotten to the point where like
you shouldn't just show up when there's some shit going down.
I always talk about like the whole black and white anger shit now. It's like everything goes down to black and white, and it's like it don't have to do that, but just where we are in society, it's so much friction, and you know, especially with the police in the inner city, there's just I personally don't think it's ever gonna be some type of like calm board to the shit. It's just gonna get worse and worse and
it's
worse.
Like you think about the average. I was talking a friend of mine yesterday, basically going over this, and I'm just like, yo, you deal with certain like probably about 5-6 years ago, Philadelphia turned over the enforcement of the highways to the state police. We can't deal with all the violence in the city and police the fucking highways and give niggas tickets and catch niggas running up and down the highway with drugs and shit like that too. So the expressway patrol now basically serves as like an added enforcement unit in crime-riddled neighborhoods, Southwest Philly, North Philly, shit like that. Like when they pull you over, get out the car. It's not even license registration, like none of that shit. It's like, yo, you in this car, you look funny, you in a hot zone, get the fuck out the car. And it's like, yo, it's that adversarial relationship between like the police and people in the community, because some motherfuckers is just a dummy that don't have a license that's trying to get home or pick their girl up from work or something like that, and he getting treated like a full-blown criminal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where is that line between like, you know, the personable aspect of it versus like, you know, cops doing their job? And it's like everything in life is about striking a balance, and it's like, you know, certain functions of the police are strictly to be assholes and be enforcers and not be like an arm of the community. Right. So it's like you just end up with all of these problems, and you have this like this constant fight between the communities that need the policing most and the police, because the police ain't policing the community the way that the people want to be policed. Or
the way that they need to be policed. And that's just the reality of it. I say it all the time. Y'all go and scream about how many shooters and how many hitters you got, and then when hittings and shootings happen, y'all are looking around like, oh, what the fuck?
Justice for man.
And it just doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, it just, so it's a sad situation all the way around.
We should get some people up here that have worked in law enforcement.
I was, you know, to talk about a couple were gonna come up, but you know, things kind of, you know, went left, and you know,
we should reignite that conversation.
I would like that.
It's important because you know, we should have Pastor Carl here, obviously, to talk about the community side of it, because he's outside doing the work, talking to people. He knows what the people want, and then you also, you know, can have somebody that you know, from the police department or used to work in the police department or whatever, and talk about like the procedural part of it and like what the hell is going on and how we can come to some middle ground. I think that would be a good conversation for us.
I seen Carl post the other day. I was like, okay, Carl. You know, Carl always wear all black in Vans. Yeah, he had on all black and Dolce Gabbanas the other day. I said, okay,
turn it up.
Yeah, turn it up. What is it? You ever see the pastors with high sneaks face?
Preachers with sneakers.
I'm like, Carl, go ahead.
He'll end up on preachers with sneakers.
I do want to give a shout out though. I don't want to completely the black community came together the other day. Did you see them out front of the liquor store in Harlem?
Yes.
That's our y'all weird of the week.
For sure. We can get right into that early.
Y'all weird. We haven't done a y'all weird in a while. It's a very good segment. We need to bring it back. We could bring it back, honestly, hourly at this point.
We can at least do 2 a show.
At least do 3 or 4 for a week. You know what I mean? Y'all weird this week. A young woman got off of work and went to buy a bottle of wine from a liquor store. Convenience store, you know, mini mart in Harlem.
Yep.
She walks in, a group of gentlemen, 5 or 6 of them. They're hanging around the front of the store like niggas who don't got really nothing to do.
Right.
She walks in, they come in the store. One of the younger guys says, yo, let me buy that for you, ma. I assume he says ma because he's in Harlem.
It's Harlem. He had on a red Montclair. He definitely said ma.
My homegirl the other day was like, was he crazy or something? And I was like, he had a Montclair on. She's like, what the fuck does that? I don't fucking know. I'm like, the nigga had a Montclair. What the fuck? I don't know. But she was like, that's gonna be my new line. But they're like, yo, so crazy? No, he had a Montclair.
I don't think so. Nigga had a Montclair on.
She came in the store. They came and he asked to buy the wine, whatever. She said no. Some words ensued.
Yeah.
She walks out of the store.
You think you better than us?
She walks out the store. They follow her all 6 of these niggas decide to attack her and start beating on her.
Yeah.
Main man bit her forehead.
Yeah, tried to bite her eye out.
Yeah.
My thing is this, right? Not being funny or nothing. Like, once you get the eye in your mouth, now what?
What do you do with the eye?
What do you do from here?
Like what
the fact that he went right foot at is like, have you done this before?
How many eyes have you ate?
How many people in Harlem are missing an eye because you out here eating people's faces?
How many saggets have you put out here into the world?
Like, niggas are sick.
You like biting somebody's eye out is like, that's got to be desperation. To bite somebody, you only bite when you scared.
Yeah, no, it's 6 males on 1 female. Y'all ain't scared.
Like if you just hold off right now and started punching on me and shit, my first instinct wouldn't be.
I know I got something for this nigga.
Because I'm gonna fight you back to get you off of me. You have to be in a desperation like there's nothing else. I gotta bite.
I'm gonna bite your fucking eye out.
But to go for the bite when you're winning, it's like going for 2 when you up 17.
Yeah, it's the literal.
It's like, what the fuck is the purpose of this?
It's the literal manifestation of killing an ant with a sledgehammer. It's like, fam, y'all already beat the shit out of me. Like, y'all kicked me, punched me, the whole 9, stole my iPhone. You gonna take my eye with you?
Dog. I saw there was another situation in Chinatown in Manhattan where like 12 people rolled on a nigga, stripped him naked, beat his ass.
I saw that too.
And somebody was saying how like this is becoming more and more like prevalent in New York City, where like New York they had got to more. Remember, you were talking about how, like there was no crime.
There was no crime.
And they were talking about it in the article I was reading where it's like New York had got to a point where it was like no crime. There were gangs and doing gang shit in the boroughs, but like Manhattan and all that shit was swept of it. And it's like now here we are where like
a couple years ago, YB and Almighty J got jumped and all that in Manhattan. They cut his face, the whole 9. Like, niggas are bugging.
Yeah.
Like, niggas are bugging. And in a city like as advanced as New York City, you got 11 million people. You would think that, like, this shit wouldn't happen because, like, there's literally cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
The little fucking halal carts got cameras on them.
Everything. And the crazy part is all of this shit is on tape.
Yeah,
every
piece of it.
Everything's on tape. So the community came together outside of the liquor store the other night and had like a rally on some like, no, we need to get these niggas like now, like today. Yeah. Where are they? Yeah. We need to get them off the fucking streets.
You know them. You know them. You ain't saying nothing. We fucking you up.
Yeah.
Like, and it needs to go back to that. And that's the element of street justice that like we missing to where it's like, yo, sometimes you gotta police your own communities, man. Like, and men gotta get back to being men. It's no scenario that can happen. I don't give a fuck what she said. I don't give a fuck what she did. Anything short of pulling out a gun and starting to shoot at y'all niggas or threatening y'all with a gun, nothing leads to that.
Right.
To what ended up happening.
Not you biting at her eye.
Like, not the 6 of y'all kicking her, punching her, stealing her phone, the whole 9 so she can't call police. Like, come on, dog. Like, what was the reason?
Yeah.
What was the reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a nasty situation, man.
And I had a conversation with a young lady the other day on Instagram because she had posted it and I made me comment on it and I'm just like, this shit is just like fucking insane. And we got into the conversation. She was like, I kind of want y'all to go in this on podcast. Like, just how different the dynamic is as a man and for a woman just walking down the street.
Right.
Like me personally, I get out the car, even if I got a gun on me or not. At the end of the day, I'm 6'1", I'm 282 pounds, well, 281, it was 81.8. So whatever.
We'll go round down.
Whatever you want to do. But I'm a large black guy, big beard, you know, so you just have it's a certain aesthetic, you know, that certain feel, that vibe that comes
even
with
if
that
a motherfucker
aesthetic.
feeling like I'm whooping ass today, they got to think twice when they see you.
Right. But just in general, when I get out of the car, I'm not worried about who's behind that bush. Is there anybody in this van? I've heard women say that they don't park next to like white vans in shopping centers or late at night because there have been things where women have gotten out of their car and a van door slide open.
Damn.
Give me that. And it's just like,
ooh.
If I get out my car next to a van late at night and the van door slide open, it's like, y'all on bullshit. Yeah. Like, y'all got to be kidding me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, who's picking me up?
Like, I'm not going.
What do y'all have, like an engine crane in there? Who's picking me up?
My whole thing with the kidnapper shit and all of that, like, Because I know people like stories of people that been kidnapped and shit like that. Nigga pulled up on somebody was like, "Yo, get in the van," and they get. I'm never getting in the van.
No.
Whatever y'all gonna do once I get in the van, just do it now. Just shoot me now. I'm never getting in the van, fam.
Like, I'm pretty sure y'all don't have, like, reservations.
Y'all not taking me to stake for
You know what I'm saying? Like, get in the van.
I'm never getting in the van, yo. Y'all gotta bust y'all move right here in front of these people, whatever the case may be. Like, y'all gonna chase me. I'm not voluntarily getting in the van if you point a gun at me.
But she was talking about how she giving her number, because like she's like, guys will approach you, and she was like, a lot of times I'll just give my number out to get them away from me. And I'm like, here go me. What sense does that make? If you don't want to talk to him, just say no. She was like, no, because you say no. And then she's like, she's like, a nigga threw a soda at her. And I'm like, what kind of soda? She's like, does that fucking matter? I wasn't like
a canned soda.
That's what I wasn't like, was it root beer or was it Sprite? I mean, like, what, like, and she was like, it was like a bottle. Like, he had a bottle in his hand. And like, oh, fuck you then, boom. And I'm just like, what? And
these niggas need to be nurtured properly, man.
And she was saying how what she'll just do is give her number to a guy, and then when he finally do hit her up, just block him. Like, if she had no intention. And I'm like, that's kind of wild.
It's a safety measure, though.
Because if I gave my number, like, if somebody asked me for my number, I can just simply be like, no.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, Chief.
Yeah, Chief called, said,
absolutely not.
Chief online too. He said no. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want me
to?
The
problem is, like, I'm not really like, I got incoming calls and outgoing calls, and I'm like unable to. I'm at my maximum for incoming, so like giving you the number ain't gonna matter because your call just gonna bounce back anyway.
Like, I be trying to save money, and I didn't opt to get my nights to start at 7.
Yeah, like, you know, like how everybody got unlimited plan. I'm grandfathered in.
I'm grandfathered.
I still only got 300 daytime minutes, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when did you plan on calling? As opposed to like, is you going like text?
Yeah, you ain't gonna believe this, but my night start at 1 a.m. So I gotta preserve.
I be sleep already.
I be sleep already. I gotta preserve my minutes. Like, I don't have to give my number out in the fear that somebody gonna hit me with a fly swatter. You know what I'm saying? Or throw some water at me or whatever.
Or KO you on the street corner.
Right. And as for women, it's just like, God damn, like, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I you don't think about it enough just because you're a man. You're a man who got stature, you a man who got respect, you know, in your community and around, like, so you don't necessarily think about just a random person pulling up on you and, you know, that shit going left because you like, oh no, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I had a chick pull up on me. I was in the supermarket, minding my business, you know, getting my lunch meat together and every fucking thing. I came out the supermarket. Shorty like came around the card, like the shit where you put the carts.
Yeah.
Like the little house, the little cart house.
Yeah.
She came ripping around that as I was putting the cart in there. She was like, can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, you know, like, instantly, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she was like, I saw you in the store and you was like handsome. I was like, damn, like, I wanted to, like, you know, see what's up with him. And I'm just like, are you cracking on me? And she was like, yeah, I guess. And I'm like, damn, that's lit. I'm like, I don't really get cracked on much. I appreciate it. But I was like, nah, you know, I'm like engaged or whatever. And she was just like, oh, damn, that sucks or whatever. But she's like, all right, cool. You have a good day. I'm like, yeah, no doubt. And
what if she would have threw some mayonnaise at you?
And it made me think, like, what if she'd have pulled a crossbow up? And like, you know, like
the fucking ninja star.
Remember when the nigga shot Ricky out the little record? Like, and it made me when I was having a conversation with her, it made me think about that. And it's just like,
go get his number up, nigga.
I had no fear because it's just like, oh, what's up? You know, like, oh no, I'm cool. You know, like, and women, they don't. You know, she was saying how she's like with her girlfriends. She's like, I got married girlfriends who do that. Like, will legitimately give their number out just to get the guy out of their face. And then as soon as he hit him up, block him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because she was like, because I was like, just give him a fake number. She was like, no, what you do now is you give the nigga the number.
He calling right now. Get his Earl. This
boo, 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 bitch, what the fuck?
This baby Earl, you trying to play me?
It's crazy. But being a woman walking around in the streets, I'm going to say this, I've said it before, I'm a complete advocate for it. I'm damn near an NRA member, even though they're going bankrupt.
Even though they're going bankrupt.
Every person I feel who is doing legitimate business, doing legitimate things, should go out. If you're in a position where you don't have a felony, you don't have no bullshit on you, go get a license to carry a weapon for defense because it's fucked up, but it's what people understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what's going to back somebody up. In that situation, she had every right.
She had to shoot all them niggas.
In the face.
Yeah, every last one of them.
In the face.
Number one.
Coming to America.
It's COVID, social distancing. Why are y'all all up on me like this? Number two, you pose an immediate threat to me. I feel like I'm in danger. Like, please back up. And once they come forward, you fucking light their ass up.
Light them up.
The problem with New York City with the damn gun laws is damn near impossible to get a concealed carry
and that's the thing with like Jersey and New York is just like damn, Indiana can't get it down. Damn.
Like, so this is me in the cave of Crystal Cove.
Yo.
Like,
they like, nigga, you better carry your whip. Indiana Jones gotta carry his whip through New York. That's fucked up.
You got no big boulders laying around, nigga.
Nigga come out from behind the dumpster like, you know what it is.
Yo, speaking of whips. Speaking of whips, I saw some shit the other day. This guy was practicing
with a chain
whip.
I see
this nigga cracking bottles and shit. I'm like, yo.
When it sound like a shotgun going off with it cracked, though.
The whip was 10 feet long, all chains. Like, are you practicing for a fight with the fucking mountain on
I swear,
Game of Thrones?
The stupid shit you see on World Star, you be like, what the fuck,
fucking
man?
Chain whip.
Yo,
no bullshit. I was probably like 11 years old, man. Me and my little brother Steve, he right behind me in age. He's like 17 months younger than me. We used to fight like Itchy and Scratchy, like nonstop. We shared a room. We used to fight. This nigga got a whip one time from the carnival. This nigga beat me with this whip, yo. Beat the shit out of me. I told my mom, I told everybody in the house. I had big ass whelps on my back. This nigga went, beat the shit out of me with a whip. A leather whip.
Yeah, you get hit with a whip. That shit is not the fuck good, man. They told Indiana, carry your whip, nigga. You want some perfection up here. Hey, New York is crazy as shit, man. Damn, Indiana. That's fucked up, man. But yeah, I was happy to see the community come together for the young lady. She didn't reveal herself, whatever, but I saw her talking on the news, you know what I mean, whatever. Shit like that just can't be tolerated. It shouldn't be tolerated. If that's a member of your family, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Blood is all that supposed to be thick, you know, unless you got like disease or something. I don't fucking know, but that type of shit is a no. You my family, you do some stupid shit like that, I can't fuck with you, man. I just can't. It was crazy because girl I used to date back in the day, her friend, I used to pick them up all the time. And shit, we was high school. You know what I'm saying? I was 12th grade, they were 11. And we dated after school, like after we graduated. I graduated a year before them, whatever.
Okay.
But we was still cool. And I used to come around her and her girlfriends. And one of her girlfriends, young girl, her name was Gabrielle. I used to call her Gabby and shit. She was real nice. I used to always fuck with her. She had like the best legs and shit. She was just a cool ass chick.
Yeah.
But she got murdered by the guy she was dating. And they got into some shit. He wound up like killing her and like trying to get rid of her body. He called his cousin. Like, yo, come through, help me do some shit real quick. The cousin gets there. It's a body in a fucking oil drum. He like, what the fuck is like, he like, yeah, help me get rid of this shit. He like, all right, cool, I'm gonna run to Sev and get some gloves and some, shit to help me. He like, bet. He went to the police. Like, nigga.
I don't want nothing
like,
to do with this
dog. He went, they booked him for that shit.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, like, dog, because the boy was like 300 pounds. Boy was huge. And it was like, yeah, because even when she started, and crazy, I remember when she started talking to him, because it was like, I didn't know you like big now all this time.
I should have shot my shot.
Like, damn. And I used to fuck with her about that shit. And then sure enough, a couple months later, he wound up killing her.
That's crazy.
And he called his peoples trying to help him get rid of the joint. His cousin was like, I ain't.
Extra rope and stuff.
All that shit, dog.
His cousin had to help him bring it.
Dog.
Yeah, he had an extra set of motherfucking drum.
My thing is, you kill somebody, don't call me to kill me after. That's just stupid.
We could just leave this at one murder.
Like, well, you understand? But his cousin was like, no. And like, in that situation, it's got to be like, I remember one of my cousins, who's shall remain nameless, he's fucking insane. We chilling in my crib one day. Normal ass Saturday, me, Ross, and Ryan chilling in there, not really doing shit. Doorbell ring. Ross get up, Ross look out the little window and shit. So he look out, he like, oh no.
Like this thing.
He like, oh no. I'm like, I'm in the dining room, like I'm at the computer and shit. So I'm just like, who the fuck is it? He was like, it's your, he the name, but he's like, it's your cousin. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, so let him in, the fuck. And he was like, no, I ain't letting him the fuck in here.
You let him in and I'ma leave.
So I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? He was like, dog, check this nigga out. I come, look out the window, I move the curtain and shit. This nigga is holding a cash register on his shoulder. I'm like, oh yeah, no, we ain't here. Like,
No, this ain't me. We not here.
He let me open the fucking door. We like, nah, dog, go. We seen him like a couple weeks later. He like, y'all still on some nut shit. We like, how we on
You
Zoom?
put a stolen cash register to my residence.
Mind you, there's no stores on this block. So you came from a ways with that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember when I was growing up, man. My man, who shall remain nameless, this nigga Pop had the money order machine in the house.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Yo, when you stumble into a felony, you be looking around like, how the fuck?
What the fuck is going on here?
Dog.
He had the money order machine in the dining room.
Nigga was on some barbershop shit, just riding around trying to get some tools to get in this jump. Like, dog. But yeah, man, pray for Harlem, pray for Philly.
Definitely.
Pray for all these inner cities, man, where people wilding the fuck
Fucking
out.
Dallas, Houston.
Dallas, yeah.
Atlanta.
Dallas is a mess
Orlando
right now.
is a fucking mess
Dog,
right now.
Like, can I ask you this? You would know. Because I have no clue. You know I never know what's going on.
Yeah.
On Twitter, Instagram, I keep seeing people saying this, I chose violence. Or who, the moment what is that?
All right, so it's basically like a euphemism, basically, where it's basically like, people are...
so it's not like a song lyric.
No. It's basically like a thing where it's like somebody displaying like that they don't give a fuck, or that they don't have no pics. Like last night, this guy was like, "Yeah, it'd be crazy how y'all guys be getting on here talking all this shit and y'all can't even please a woman." And then this girl was like, "Nigga, you can't." So then everybody underneath it is like, damn, girl, you chose violence.
That's what I'm saying. I'll see this. Oh, you chose violence.
And she's like, no, really, he can't. Like, his dick is terrible. Like, no, like, really.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he walked into that.
Damn. Yeah, but I keep seeing the chose violence. I choose
been
violence.
Going on for probably about a good month now.
Yeah, and I had no clue. I'm like, is it a lyric?
It's not a lyric.
I had, I never know what the fuck is happening.
Matt's so funny because it'd be like peak whatever's going on in Twitter, and I look at my text message and be like, yeah, what the fuck is going on?
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
In a heartbeat. Because my thing is, you always be like in the, you know what I'm saying?
Frame.
You've been on some shit the last week or two.
I've been cooking.
Yeah, Twitter's been,
I've been cooking. I've been on my Kevin R. Samuel shit.
Yeah, you've had Twitter in an uproar a couple times.
I've been cooking.
And I'll see something and I'll like, you know how I'll click like reply all and then go through, I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? All right, it started with that. Yeah, I ain't got time for this chat.
Be too deep in the woods.
Yeah, because I be like, I don't know what the fuck. But I keep seeing that chose violence shit and I'm like, what is this? Like, where did it come from? So I want to change gears a little bit.
Okay.
Because we still got some fuckery to get to. I want to talk about, I like how you add the Jones to the notes now. It's fucking brilliant.
I think, shout out to Apple, man.
Yeah,
shout
Apple's,
out to Tim Cook.
They're just amazing. I want to talk about Trump, his last couple days in office, and then our inauguration and the shit that went on in and around it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little like,
I'm a missing.
Because you just really never knew what you were going to get with Trump.
Every day was an adventure.
Every day. They said that did you see the shit with him? Apparently they were playing the show and he thought it was real.
Yeah.
That
So this is a direct quote from this is from CNN Politics. Trump's final weeks in the White House were described by a source as bizarre. One morning, Trump noticed a junior staffer watching Lost on her laptop. Believing the staffer was watching the news at the time, Trump became obsessed and demanded officials commission a rescue for the passengers. Staffers, knowing Trump's sensitive temperament as Biden's inauguration drew near, played along. Every morning, they printed a season's worth of Wikipedia recaps on official White House letterhead for official reports on the rescue mission. Hoping to lift his spirits on his final day in office, the entire White House staff gathered to watch the episode where the lost passengers are rescued, making Trump believe he had successfully led the mission.
Trump like, we got him.
We got him.
We saved him.
Shit.
Put that shit in the fucking papers.
Update my motherfucking presidential deck, nigga. Put that in the stats.
Dog. Trump is crazy as shit, yo. Crazy as shit. I remember I was reading that and I was just like, there's no way, yo. It's impossible. But that shit came from like a lot of people who were in the White House. Like, no, we was really watching Lost.
This nigga's bugging.
Like, imagine if he saw like an episode of New York Undercover. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So wait, they have Hispanics in the police department?
is this Torres a legal immigrant?
Like in my home city, there's a black and a Spaniard together fighting crime. Apparently,
Yo, crazy as shit, man. He issued out his pardons.
143
143. It was 70 full pardons, and then it was 73 basically like sentences getting commuted and shit like that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. I thought Tiger King would get a pardon.
Tiger King thought he was getting the part.
They bought a limo.
He had the limo. He had hair and makeup.
Yeah.
He had the whole shit. He had some new boots. He probably had them. He probably bought all those the Virgil Abloh Louis Vuitton sneaker boots. He probably bought all of them.
They did not let the Tiger King out, man.
They said, nah, nigga, you got a conspiracy for murder.
But now they let people out with heavier shit. You figure Harry O was booked for murder. The thing with Tiger King was he didn't like donate no bread or kick up no Trump on some G shit. Trump basically sold pardons.
Oh shit!
Like that's if you read, you know they have when they do a pardon, they give like notes as to like what the pardon was about.
I read a bunch of them.
I read like a good 8 or 9 of them, and it's like if you wasn't his man, you had to like give money to charities that he fuck with, put in on these little situations and do. So it's like that's basically what like Lil Wayne, all of them the fuck did, and it's
you
like
had to have people like familiar with the Trump family and all that vouch for you to even get on the radar.
Right.
So it's like religious leaders and this and this. Like apparently Kodak had a tweet that was like, yo, if President Trump pardon me, I'm donating $1 million. He deleted that motherfucker. Man, I give y'all niggas a little bean. A whole million.
I've been down for the last 2.5. Yeah, but he pardoned Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne might be a genius.
Brilliant.
Y'all laugh. But Lil Wayne might be a genius.
Yo,
man.
I gotta read this fucking direct quote, man. TK Kirkland, who's my guy. I've actually talked to TK Kirkland on the phone before, legendary comedian. He was on Vlad about a month and a half ago. And he said on Vlad, verbatim, I knew Lil Wayne since he was 16 years old. He's not that clever. And I don't take Trump to be a man of his word. When basically Vlad was saying like, Lil Wayne is getting pardoned. Like he basically traded his appearance with Trump, photo op, all of that shit, like for a pardon. Like he's getting out. And he's basically like, yo, I know Lil Wayne since, he was 16 years old. He's not that clever. And Vlad's like, well, what about the people around him? He like, even still, if he do got smart people around him, I don't take Trump to be a person of his word. And motherfuckers just couldn't see the forest through the trees. It was clearly laid out for us. I'm like, Lil Wayne is, in a million years, he's never going to jail for 10 years. Like, you had to know, like, there was some alternative plan.
Like, there. Wayne going to jail for a dime at 38, 37, 38. His life is...
Coming home at 50.
You coming home at 50 with no dreads... It's just no way.
Yeah, he had to do the 8 months in New York in protective custody. You gonna do 10 years in protective custody? You're little fucking Wayne. Even if you fighting it like, yo, no, put me on the yard. No. you're never touching the yard. You're never going to Gen Pop, bro. You're eating 3 squares a day by yourself. You and whatever other famous niggas is on this fucking row.
Like, I don't think people realize just how famous Lil Wayne is.
He's been famous for 22 years, 25 years.
He's international. Like, it's different than, like, I watched the joint with Joey, Fat Joseph, talking about going to jail. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about, he was in the feds and whatever. Or even T.I., you know what I'm saying? Like, T.I. said he went to jail, was in Gen Pop. Yeah. Lil Wayne going to federal prison and being in Gen Pop would be, no.
It's literally, it's an impossibility.
It couldn't happen.
So I mean, Wayne finessed his way through the system, avoided that 10-year. That charge is out of here. See you later. Desiree Perez got her whole back criminal history commuted. She's not a felon anymore.
Is Kodak out?
Kodak is out.
He's out, right?
He put a record out. Put Last Day In. He put a record out.
Harry O is out. I saw
Harry
that.
O was out. Harry O is sick as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Harry O had COVID. He has developed some other immunocompromising disease or whatever. So he kind of got like a medical compassion pardon. Snoop Dogg and a couple other people were big on like pushing for Harry O to get out of jail or whatever. A lot of people don't know the Harry O story and the fact of like him being like the founder of Death Row Records along with Michael Kenner and Suge. He introduced Suge to Michael Kenner. Then Michael Kenner said, "Oh, this nigga got all the brains. This nigga's in jail for life. I'm rolling with him." They basically stonewalled Harry O, but he had all the paperwork and all of the transcripts of their communication over the years and was able to sue them. And then his wife, Lydia Harris, successfully sued Suge. I think she won like a $600 million judgment against Suge, which forced him to file bankruptcy because the company was nowhere near worth what it should have been worth at the time because he was spending money like it was going out of style. And then it ended up leading to the sale of the Death Row catalog to Koch at an auction for like 40 or 50 million. And then they had to pay Lydia Harris with that money. And now, Koch / E1 owns the fucking Death Row catalog.
One of the pardons that I was looking at that was very interesting to me was Jonathan Brom. He imported marijuana worth approximately $1.7 billion from 2008 to 2010. I'm like, God damn.
Over 3 years?
3 years. And they said one incident that he was being watched by Customs and Border Protection, it was 2,300 pounds in that single incident. He pled guilty in 2011. He served 5 years of a 10-year sentence for conspiracy to import marijuana and money laundering, and Trump commuted the sentence. And I was reading that shit, and I'm just like, 2,300 pounds in one, like, transaction? I'm like, God damn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, motherfucker was trapped.
He was way above the federal limit.
Yeah, when you like customs and borders, like you're bringing it in, like on a joint. But yeah, he the whole team. He gave his chief strategist Bannon, all of them a pardon. A lot of bank fraud niggas got pardons.
Yeah.
The NRA boy Paul Erickson got a pardon. Basically his folks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He didn't
pardon himself or any of his family
yeah.
members. And they were saying how 68% of Americans feel like if he gives himself a pardon, that's just like complete fuckery.
Yeah,
because one, it's an admission of guilt, and two, it's basically like, fuck y'all, what y'all gonna do? I'm above the law.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. You know what I mean? And it's wild how many of like his people have like turned. Like all his like supporters and shit. Did you see the motherfuckers who were showing up thinking that they were gonna have like another like riot / protest on the inauguration, but it was literally like 5 people by themselves. They was like, "Well, the fuck everybody at?"
Y'all niggas learned y'all lesson, huh? Oh shit. Let me call and see if I can pick my shift back up.
So it's like, yeah, he gave them pardons out. Like I said, I was rooting for Tiger King, man. I wanted Joe Exotic back.
Joe Exotic is not on the street.
Yeah, he's going to have to do that 22. It's looking like, because I don't see Biden giving him a pardon at the end of this. So Biden did, he was officially inaugurated. It was very chilly out there.
Bernie had the mittens on.
It's crazy how the Bernie meme has like exploded. That's like
over the world.
That's the meme of the year.
Did you see crocheted Bernie?
Yeah, he put the meme on a shirt. And it sold out on his website, and he donated all the money and shit.
Meals on Wheels of Vermont.
Yeah, it's like,
True public servant.
Yeah, Bernie, and it's crazy to think. It's like, that's where we are in society.
Yeah.
And even the other day, somebody brought up the video of LL rapping at Clinton's inauguration. And it's like, people are like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, yeah, because we didn't have the internet and phones and shit in 93. But LL came right out on the stage.
He said, I got the thing on my hip.
The thing on my hip.
This is not Farmers Boulevard. L, you are at the inauguration. L started wilding.
He said, 1993. Damn, what the fuck was the line I was fucking rolling? He said, Old English 800 and George needs a sip or some crazy ass shit. I was like, what, man? Like, LL was wilding out there. But like, yeah, so we didn't have that back in the day where the memes, the videos, the GIFs, all of these different things could be made. Whereas like now, that's all it's going to be about. It's all about Bernie in that seat. That shit is every fucking where.
Yeah.
That meme is all over the place.
Somebody said, damn, y'all done put Bernie everywhere except where he deserved to be, which is the Oval Office.
Yeah, how about it? Man.
Oh, yeah.
You about to cue this up? Oh,
all right,
Lord.
ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started right. Throw your hands in the air. Hundreds of thousands of people, throw your hands in the air from side to side.
Hundreds of thousands of people.
Side
No
to
official
side.
number.
Side to side. Say yeah. Stop screaming. Pump it up, yeah. About to flip the script and trip. 99 tip. I got the trophy on my hip. Bump rolling off my lip on the political tip. Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2020 and George needs a sip. It was Mad Dog 2020. No, when I heard that, I was like, what?
Uncle L, man. Uncle L, the future of the funk.
There was a Mad Dog reference at the inauguration from a rapper.
From an icon.
Dog. Mad Dog 2020 and George needs a sip.
The first tweet replies Bill Clinton saying you were great.
And Bill looked stoned in the video too. He looked high out of his mind.
Yo, did you see that Finesse Williams made a video, like a super cut video, where he from the inauguration, where he was like made a meme out of it, like where he was mouthing everything that people said.
Yeah, with Michelle and all. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, Obama, you know they still together. Oh shit, look at you. The best video I've seen this week has nothing to do with this. I don't know his name. I want to give him credit, but I do not know his name. He's an Instagram comedian, Twitter comedian, and I don't think most of them are funny. He's one of the few that's actually really, really funny.
Okay.
But he had the video that blew up where it was talking about how Apple expects you to act when they give you a Ambler alert, and it was him and everybody running out the crib, jumping in the cars and shit.
see that.
It's a young black boy, like dark skin. He was the one that did the joint when J. Cole said he got new music. And he like, my nigga back.
Oh, you talking about Fresh?
Fresh?
Bo Fresh?
That might be it. I don't know his name. But he had a video this week where it was LeBron when he found out James Harden signed got traded to Brooklyn.
Oh, you talking about I'm 36. I'm 36.
Yeah,
Supreme Dreams.
Or whatever his name is.
They hilarious, man.
But he was LeBron, and he was shooting the shots. The ball kept passing the ball, and he was shooting the shots. And he's like, yeah, you know how I do it, baby. You see how I did the other night? I turned, I was like that. And his neighbor was like, yo, James Harden just got traded to the Nets. He said, to the Mets. To the Mets. He's like, no, to the Nets. To the Mets. What are you playing, baseball? He's like, no, to the Nets. He's like, what the come on, man. Like, I'm 36. Like, what the fuck? I got to keep playing these super teams. Then the motherfucker threw him the ball. He said, man, don't throw me the fucking ball. We ain't playing around. Dog. He said, to the Mets. So they can play baseball? To the Mets. But Michelle Obama, like we just talked about, you mentioned Finesse Williams. Michelle O came through with the coat.
Shut it down.
BF was angry. BF was pissed.
Y'all niggas never seen a good coat before. I'm sure he said, what he say? Olivia Pope had on a great coat every Thursday.
BF a psycho, dog. He was pissed that people was like so into the coat. It's like, dog, people like Michelle Obama.
I love her.
I
love her.
Well, she had on go-go boots.
I know she smells like a dream.
Dog.
Like, I can only imagine.
Dog.
And the fact that George W. Bush is so in love with her is the funniest shit ever.
George W. be like coming through the
Where's
crowd.
Michelle
Fucking Michelle. Y'all do. Oh, there you go, baby. Like,
he like her work husband.
dog, yeah. Definitely her work husband. Like, no way around it. But you know what I noticed too? Joe Biden's wife, her mask always matches her outfit. He's like, I am not watching. I am not wearing a surgical joint. Y'all got me. Y'all got me. I am not. Y'all got me fucked up. I am not one of them. She put on a purple outfit. She gonna have a purple mask on. She put on a pink outfit. Pink. Like she got mad masks for every occasion. Trump skipped the inauguration.
Yeah, he was in Florida.
Trump said, I'm gonna play golf. Y'all got this shit. You know what I'm saying? Do what y'all want. Like,
what's going on today? What? Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm out of here. Did you see when him and Melania landed? They came off the plane and Melania just kept walking. Yeah. And somebody commented was like, when you don't got to do this shit no more. Yeah, I'm out of here. Like,
did you see that allegedly Trump fired the whole Butler staff?
Yeah, I saw that.
For the White House right the last day. Yeah, your services are no longer needed.
Hire your own staff.
Nigga, you're not even going to be here tomorrow.
Dog, real shit.
I said what I said.
First day in office, he signed I think it was 17 in total in like the first 30-something hours or some shit like that. He would, because a lot of the, we're talking about the executive orders, of course. A lot of the executive orders that he was signing were basically like
reversing Trump shit.
Dog, I didn't even realize that Trump withdrew America from the World Health Association. I was like, what?
No, y'all got to deal with that shit on your own. No.
They said he opted America out. Like this was a fucking Affleck situation at work. I was like, what?
Yeah, we're gonna take the opt out. We're gonna save 4%. Like what? He
opted America out of that shit.
He took us out of the Paris Climate Accord.
Dog.
The whole shit is like, emissions. We ain't dealing with that shit over
one of
here.
the executive orders that Biden signed was reversing the Muslim travel ban.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's
stuck.
I was like, that's still going on, and it's just crazy to think and how like some xenophobia, like you can really like just be like, oh, you Muslim? Nope.
Ain't no coming and going, famo. Stay where you at. You coming from Syria? Oh no. See you in 2060.
And he banned transgenders from serving in the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, he reversed that.
Wild.
Like Trump is crazy.
Trump is nuts.
All this shit flew under the radar.
And that's what made me, I swear to God, that's what I thought the other day. I'm like, yo, it's been so much nonsense and so much crazy shit going on that we just like forgot about the Muslim ban or the trans ban in the military.
And the situation with ICE and all that crazy shit.
I'm a pretty knowledgeable person. I'm pretty worldly. I watch a lot of news. I read a lot of shit. I legitimately didn't know that Trump opted America out of the World Health Association. I did not know that.
I had zero idea.
And I'm reading it like, what?
And they were really building the wall. Like
apparently there was a real
real wall.
Biden had to sign an executive order to stop the wall. Dog. But then they showed people the other day. I saw a video where they were showing how easy it was to get.
They was just jumping the wall for sport.
It was like American Gladiators. Like motherfuckers just coming over the fucking wall.
American Ninja Warrior. They climbing the wall, running, coming back. Like, no, I'm gonna go back home. I changed my mind. Like, it is nuts. That wall is bullshit.
Dog.
That wall about 11 feet tall.
Dog. So I was just like, damn. Like I really didn't know that all of this shit was going on. It's interesting to see though with Biden with the student loan situation because people is like, oh, just forgive him, and he's like, oh, no, that's like complete abuse.
Yeah, he said it would be abuse of power if he.
So what did he do with him though?
He dropped the federal student loan interest rate to 0%.
Okay.
Day one. So if you have federal student loans, you're supposed to get a major reduction because majority of everybody's student loans is compound interest.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a
big
start.
interest too.
Yeah, that's a start.
Like 30% interest. And
yeah,
shit
like my
that.
thing about student loans is probably like 24 to 26,000. I got 53K on the books right now.
I don't have any
because of the damn interest. God,
like one of my one of our close homies has like a bean 50. Yeah,
somebody with a bean 45, bean 50.
You go get them Ivy League degrees and them masters and shit. Yeah, like people legitimately be working for like years. Yeah. After they graduate and, be paying I know people that pay $600, $700, $800 a month, like a rent.
Just in student loans. And that shit is front loaded with interest. Badly.
Bad.
My homie Rob, I mentioned him on the pod last week. Rob Never Sleeps on IG. He a traveling nurse, and he was giving me the game on why so many people have gone into like nursing in the medical field the last few years. And he was basically saying like, all right, he's like, say I'm a nurse, I go to school, I accrue like 80-something thousand in student loans or whatever. What I'll do is I'll sign a contract with a big hospital or like Temple or UPenn or somebody like that can afford to absorb my student loan debt. I sign a 3-year contract, get them 3 years of service. They pay off my student loans. I'm done. Even if I want to go back and get an additional degree, they'll pay for that also. He's like, so then after I serve my 3-year contract, I can either re-sign with them or go somebody else, go with a travel company, whatever the case may be. But now I'm free and clear of my student loan debt. He said doctors do the same thing. It's like they be having like $300,000 in student loan debt when they come out of somewhere. He said, so they'll sign up for a residency somewhere, do a 2-3 year deal. And then after that, they student loans is wiped clean. And then, you know, if you end up being like a top surgeon through your residency or whatever, you go sign a contract somewhere and you end up making $3-4 million a year, like as a fucking surgeon or, you know, a pediatric oncologist or something like that. And he's like, it's just endless amounts of money for people that want to put the work in to go to school to be a doctor.
Yeah, if I could go back, I would either law or nursing. My thing is I don't really like blood. So
You got to get over that shit.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like,
And he explained to me the travel nurse game. He said that all the travel nurse companies are loaded up with FEMA money. So they have this FEMA money. So that's why they have to be, you know, they have the ability to pay people so much more money than a typical contract at, you know, like a regular hospital, whatever. He was like, you know, people are tired of, you know, having to work 60 hours a week and then you making $80K base salary plus overtime, whatever. He like, it's not really commensurate to where the job is now, especially dealing with COVID and everything like that.
Right.
He said, so I could go take a contract for a year, 8 months, whatever, make $160, $130, and then take the rest of the year off. Like, that makes more sense as opposed to slaving
go to Tulum and get COVID. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I could go chill and I can kind of like punch my own ticket and do whatever the hell I want. He's like, and it's going to end up forcing the regular hospitals to up the salary that they're offering the nurses because all of this money is out there and it's everywhere. It's not just, you know, just in hot zones. It's fucking everywhere for these travel nurse companies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of bread going on right now with that shit. And the COVID thing don't look like it's slowing down at all. Oh yeah, Pooh back.
Pull it back. SBA is back. Apparently they got rid of the grants though. It's no grants.
Is done, yeah.
They basically said that we only issuing grants to people that either fell short on the 10K the first go around, or they people that applied and didn't get it after the window was open. But it's no round 2 for grants. It's only loans. But they opened up a bunch of other grants and shit like that. Like there's a shuttered event grant, shuttered venue grant for venue owners and promoters that are able to get basically, I think up to 20,000 in a grant, and then another, you can get up to 10 million in a loan if you can substantiate that the financial effect that COVID had on your business. So it's about to be up. So like somebody like Noto, even though they're a family that's worth 300 million, they could go and get fucking 10-20 million dollars from the fucking federal government in relief because of all the money they lost this year.
Crazy. It was interesting because, you know, Jules flew back this week. So shout out to him. I'm gonna curse him out later on in the show. But he, you know, he went back to Qatar.
Yeah.
And it was wild because we were talking about just how different it is. I remember he was like, when I come to Philly, what have y'all figured out anything that has to happen with me as far as like what I got to do when I land? Do I got to go somewhere specific? And I'm just like, you go outside and call me and I'll come scoop you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, because you know in Qatar it's like way different. So now he's actually going through it, going back to Qatar.
Yeah.
So when he left, mind you, Qatar's not open for regular flight, like regular just what they call it, like when you're a regular person.
Regular commercial flights?
Commercial flights. Like you can't just travel to Qatar. You know what I mean? So when you leave Qatar, you have to book a hotel for when you come back to Qatar, because it's a 2-week quarantine period. You basically, when you get to Qatar, you got to stay in, they have specific quarantine hotels.
Okay.
You have to stay in one of them for a week. That's your first quarantine. Take a COVID test, you leave there. Then you go back to your house, quarantine for another 7 days. Take another COVID test, then you get an app on your phone. Everybody in the country has it. And when your app turns green, that's when you're allowed to be outside and around people. So to walk into any restaurant, any store, any mall, you got to show that your app is on green, meaning that you've been at least considered positive for more than 14 days.
Damn.
I'm like, what? Like, how much money does this fucking country have?
Unlimited money. Literally
What?
unlimited money. Like every natural born Qatar citizen gets a multi-million-dollar stipend every year.
Well, it's not multi-million, but it's like 20. It turns out to be like 21 grand for the year. As far as the country is multi-million dollars, but every person.
Okay, gotcha.
But even that, it's like when you look at that, 21,000. Think about if every person here got some PUA.
Yeah,
like
you got a 21K head
Everybody gets a PUA every year.
Yeah.
That's your rent and your car note just out the window.
Your tricking budget is now through the roof.
You understand?
All you gotta do is go get his fucking job.
You go get an LLC, you up. You know what I'm saying? You living a life on Twitter. But so he went through the process of going back. So I'm talking to him, and he was like, dog, this shit is insane. So the plane lands. Mind you, he was like, the plane was wide open. You know, he's like, the plane normally be packed, but it's no commercial shit. So it's like, it's only people who have official business. And he's like, a lot of the people weren't even going to Qatar. They were like going through to like Taiwan or Indonesia, you know, like traveling to somewhere else. So he's like, you come off the plane when you get to Qatar. It's 2 lanes. The right lane is for people that are connecting to another flight. The left lane is for people who are staying local. He's like, you walk down the fucking joint, you come out. He was like, it's police, all that shit there. Basically, give them all your paperwork, boop, 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 show them what hotel you're going to be at, all that shit. Yeah. They put you in a van. Like, you know.
Van talk.
Yeah, van talk. You know what I'm saying? They put you in it was a taxi, but a van, you know, big nigga. They put him in a van. They take you to the hotel, the quarantine hotel you're going to be at. You don't even come in through the front. You come in through the service entrance. You come in through the service entrance. Police escort you into the hotel, get your shit. They escort you up to your room. You go in the room. He's like, it's guards roaming the hallways and guards at all the elevators.
So you ain't going nowhere.
So you can't leave the room. I'm like, can you go to the gym? He's like, fuck no. You gotta stay in the room for a week. The only thing you can do is order food. They have food at the hotel. Yeah. Or you can I think it's called Talabat. It's like our Uber Eats.
Yeah.
He was like, you can order Talabat and you can't even have direct contact with the people who drop you your food. They knock on the door, you gotta wait 5 seconds so that they can put your food down and be gone.
That's nuts.
So he like, dog, this shit like literally I'm in a hotel room.
Straight isolation.
Like solitary. Damn. Like you can't do jack shit. Can't go out the hotel room door. I'm like, what the fuck? But that's just how serious they take. Think about if you had to do that when you went to Miami or Atlanta or Texas.
You just wouldn't go. You just wouldn't go.
But this is how COVID don't travel. This is how they take that shit so fucking serious. Yeah. So he took his COVID test yesterday. He out. So he back. Now he does a week quarantine.
Damn.
It's crazy as shit. It's insane. But it's like that's how
a necessary evil.
That's how real.
That's how you stop a pandemic.
That's how real the joint is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's wild. But I'm gonna definitely give him some choice words when we get into this football shit. I don't know, where do you want to go next?
You want to do Verzuz cast or you want to do Tory and Meg?
Tory and Meg.
So this past week on Tuesday, the nigger net went absolutely brazy when the story, quote unquote, broke about Tory's charges getting dropped. Megan Thee Stallion drops charges, and there was just so much, fuss about nothing. And I'm just like, as soon as I seen it, I was like, everything about this looks wrong because I have this thing. It's called a brain, and like I'm just examining this, and I'm like, yo, a nigga named Fuchsia's TV cannot break this story. Like, and there is no universe where Fuchsia's TV is allowed to break the story about charges being dropped in a shooting case in the Hollywood Hills. No. So basically, Future's TV jumps out there with the story, and for proof, this is their works cited page was, we went to the court website. There's no case filing and blah blah blah. And immediately, knowing what I know about court filings, I'm like, court filings get taken down, they get updated, they get changed, they get moved, they get restricted. So in this case, what happened? The court file got restricted to the public because niggas like Fuchsia's TV keep going on the fucking website all day looking for updates with the fucking case file. So now you have a situation where the judge in open court the day before, which nobody took the time to get the court transcripts. Right. The judge the day before in open court said, hey, this is becoming too much of I don't want this to be like a media circus, whatever. I'm going to restrict public access to the court filings because I don't want this news getting all over the fucking universe. Mm-hmm. Nobody took that into account. Nobody took fucking what Tory manager had to say into account. Motherfuckers just took this story and ran with it.
I got on Twitter. The first tweet I saw about it was, oh shit, Meg dropped the charges. That was it. It didn't say nothing else. I'm just like, Meg dropped charges. I'm like, Megan Thee Stallion? I'm like, is she a DA?
She the DA? Does she work for the courthouse?
I'm like, how does that work? This isn't a lawsuit. This is fucking criminal charges. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So The next tweet I saw was, oh shit, Meg dropped the charges and y'all all silent. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. So I was like, okay, I've seen a couple tweets now about this Megan Thee Stallion dropping charges situation. I can see the energy starting to get picked up. Let me go into some entry-level investigative journalist type shit. So I use this new app. It's called Google.
Yeah, it's only been around like 25 years.
Right, just started. So I use this new app called Google. I typed in Meg Thee Stallion because Meg Thee Stallion is one of the biggest pop artists on the planet.
Yeah.
So when you type in any artist who's large, Meg Thee Stallion, Taylor Swift, Drake, Future,
whatever is trending around their name.
Trending around their name will normally pop up. Immediately. So I type in Meg Thee Stallion, I hit enter. What pops up was her twerking, her top 20 songs of 2020 or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, I don't see anything about this. So then I type in Tory Lanez charges dropped. I hit enter. The first thing that pops up was Tory Lanez manager, Tory Lanez actual manager.
Yeah.
Official quote: the judge restricted all content from the charges and the ongoing criminal suit. His next court date is February 25th. How the fuck did they get? Yeah. But that fast, I got to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And I told y'all, I'm just like, yeah, no, it didn't get fucking dropped. It's literally a restricted fucking case.
Yeah, and I literally, and my man was the one that tweeted the, oh, y'all all silent, John. And I was like, bruh, I like you a lot. Don't go down this path.
Take this down.
You're going to hold this fucking L. Like, you're going to end up looking like an asshole because, number one, she didn't file the charges, so she can't drop the charges. So, ipso facto, if the charges do get dropped, she ain't the one that dropped them. Furthermore, I haven't seen nothing from the DA's office or the fucking LA County Clerk's office or none of that shit because nobody dropped no motherfucking charges. Like, this is
the next court date is January 18th, not February 25th.
January 18th was last week. That was the first court date.
That was the first court date.
Yeah, that's when it took
So the next
place.
one is February 25th. I know I wasn't tripping then. All right.
Yeah, so it's like so basically the whole thing that they were running with was there's no further court date scheduled past this January 18th thing, so it must be dropped. And niggas, ran just like, I said, Clubhouse is a can I get a piece of that pretzel? Clubhouse is a hub of urban destruction, and right on time, the Clubhouse clubbers decided we're gonna make a room about Megan dropping the charges and how these bitches ain't shit and all of this, and I'm just like, fam, like, y'all have to resist the urge to be loud and wrong on everything. I
saw a room the other day on Clubhouse. It was called MLK was a fraud. I was like, y'all got too much time on y'all hands, man.
Y'all have to stop this. I think on MLK Day, no doubt.
Yeah,
like y'all have to stop this, man.
Y'all got too much time on your hands.
Like, niggas don't even have a good handle on the affairs of their neighborhood, and they call it MLK a fraud. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas barely can balance their checkbook, and they talking about MLK was a fraud. Like, y'all have to stop this shit.
But I seen that shit the other day. I'm just like, why does fake news travel so fast?
It's like it's a virus,
right?
This is how crazy fake news is, right? The source posted Megan Thee Stallion dropped charges, blah blah blah. Then a few hours later, they said Megan slams news outlets for fake story about her dropping the charges. Y'all talk about yourself like y'all is a Spider-Man meme. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? These people are maniacs, yo. Anything for clicks, anything for fucking web traffic.
I said that shit the other day. I'm like, I personally don't understand like the world we're in when it comes to media now. We saw it with Kobe. We saw it with, we're coming up on that now. You know what I mean? That's 2 days from now.
Yeah.
26. So it's like, did you see Vanessa Bryant made the whole post? Like, listen, we know y'all be wanting your clicks and all. Can y'all not like show the crash site and
please? Like, you still got a family that cares about
friends. Like, can y'all not do that? And it's like, yeah, that's really where we are in media. It's like everybody just wants the click. Everybody, that's all they want.
Did you see that Des Bryant jumped out there?
No, I didn't see that.
So Des Bryant jumped out there about the whole Tory and Meg story. It was like, salute at Tory Lanez. I knew you wasn't.
Niggas was congratulating Tory on Instagram.
Flat out congratulating me, yo. Des Bryant like, yeah, I knew you didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. Then the shit get proven false. I don't see how y'all mad at me because I don't want another black man to go to jail and blah, blah, blah. And I said, Des, you beat your mom up, dog. And 2 of your girlfriends. Nobody gives a fuck what you have to say about nothing domestic, my brother.
Dez and his mom relationship is wild. Like, wow.
Like, you beat your mom up, fam, and a fiance and another girlfriend. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Damn.
You just getting back in the league. This is the shit that get niggas escorted out the league.
Who's he with?
The Ravens.
The Ravens, you're right, yeah.
You just making it back after 2 years off. You might want to sit this one out, fam.
I ain't know Dez did that.
And it just goes back to people just lacking self-awareness. And it's like, what is there to congratulate? Like, at the end of the day, a woman, a black woman, is saying she got shot. Going back to my point from our show with Mona Love, it's like, why is that not enough for us to just say, all right, we just gonna shut the fuck up and see how it unfolds or whatever. Motherfuckers is telling me, well, I'm just trying to be neutral. I said, yo, the best way to be neutral is to shut the fuck up.
Just stay out of it.
Y'all keep trying to prop up Tory and make him some sort of martyr, like he was buying motherfucking Interscope records or something. Like, nobody is running no motherfucking no scheme to ruin Tory Lane's career. Like, you got drunk, you set out your own mouth, the girl didn't do it, the driver was driving, nigga, that leaves you. Whether you intended to shoot her or not, we're not talking about intent. We're talking about what happened.
Right.
And the problem with niggas is niggas always want to play jailhouse lawyer and Monday morning quarterback with shit and try to argue semantics as opposed to dealing with what is. I don't think you intended to shoot her, but the end result is she got the fuck shot. Right. And every time some more news comes out about this shit, y'all keep moving the goalposts. First is, well, if she was shot, how she was twerking on live. Oh, if she was shot, why it ain't no medical report? Did the medical report come out? Oh man, the pictures don't show no bullet going through, so the only way to get shot is for a bullet to go through your foot. No, motherfucker. If I shoot you with a shotgun and you get sprayed with a bunch of fucking bird shot or buckshot, you gonna say you wasn't shot because a bunch of buckshots hit your fucking ass? No, you gonna be like, man, that nigga shot me.
Right.
So it's like, why do we just go out of our way to just delete the common sense part of the brain when it comes to just certain situations? And the only thing I can think is y'all niggas are abusers too, and y'all women that are siding with him are abuse sympathizers. So because y'all are victims of abuse and y'all want to try to normalize some shit that ain't normal.
Right.
Anytime you pull a ratchet out on your girl and a gun go off, you went too far, fam.
Yeah.
Any girl, not even just your girl. But it looks especially crazy when you in front of Kylie Jenner house with the ratty out shooting at your girl.
With the ratty out.
Like, you niggas are bugging.
With the ratty out is funny as shit.
Like, you're the fuck tripping. You know what I'm saying? Drunk Tory.
Niggas can make a nickname out of fucking anything.
Drunk Tory, 4'7", hanging out the fucking Escalade with the ratty out, letting it go at Megan Thee Stallion. Like, this is all wrong.
All terrible. All bad. All bad. I watched Shannon Sharp and Rick Ross do an interview with each other today.
That was pretty terrible.
I was about to say, speaking of all bad,
it was pretty bad. He told Ross from the rip, yeah, I'm gonna be all over the place. And I watched 20 minutes of it. I said, you all over the place. Don't even worry about it. You all over the place, player. You didn't lie.
Ross, I want to interview Rick Ross. I can hold you because Rick Ross is just funny, man. He just his delivery, his antics,
everything.
He could be a narrator for a film. He's just funny as shit. He said, I told him what gets me excited. Don't you want to see Rose excited? Just like, what? That nigga is hilarious, man.
He's great, man.
Can we get into this? Because I got a lot to talk about with this, man. The NFL shit. We got to talk about it.
Got to.
A couple things I want to talk about.
We talked about it yesterday.
Me and Jules were arguing yesterday for like a good 2 hours. This shit was ridiculous. First and foremost, this is my personal opinion. Tom Brady is the best football player ever.
He's the GOAT and the BOAT.
It's just, you know, I can understand the arguments. I can understand the love for other people. I honestly can. But like I told Jules, there's something about winning time with him where the Buccaneers this year were not the best team in the NFC. They weren't the second best team in the NFC. They might not have even been the third best team in the NFC.
Might have been top 4.
Top 4, top 5, just because of they have a big wide receiving staff and Mike Evans. They picked up AB. Gronk came out of retirement, but still Gronk is Gronk. Leonard Fournette played amazing this year. And, you know, Tom Brady is, of course, the quarterback. And they this is his first year with Arians. You know what I mean? They weren't better than the Packers. They weren't better than the Saints. You know what I'm saying? They just weren't. You could argue it all day. They just weren't. They beat the Saints last week, got Drew Brees up out of there. Going into this game, and I said it, we even talked about it last week. You was like, oh no, we're going to see this week. It's like there was really no reason for the Packers to lose this game. Y'all 13-3. Y'all had to bye. Y'all at home. Aaron Rodgers is the fucking MVP of the fucking... And it just... They always say to be the best, you need skill, determination, dedication, and a little bit of luck. It's just what it is. You got to fall into the right place at the right time, the right system. It's just what it is. And you know, I play poker, so I know that shit more than a lot of people. Tom Brady, the situations that he fought, because let's keep it a buck. He didn't play great yesterday.
No.
I thought Aaron Rodgers played better than him, actually.
Aaron Rodgers played lights out other than them couple passes he missed Devontae Adams on.
Right. Brady had the second interception wasn't his fault. The first one and the third one, I didn't understand the play call him and they had him throwing deep on 3rd and 1. Yeah. That was bizarre. But still, the second drone was a tip. They drove it down to the red zone, it was just a tip, whatever. Right. But he, like, Matt LaFleur, did you see Matt LaFleur was like crying, like almost apologizing and shit? Like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? And it's like only Tom Brady could fall into that shit where it's like the other team, the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
28-3.
They just had like a mental conniption and just blacked the fuck out. And he one of them dudes where you give him a little ray of light, I'm the GOAT. I'm taking this shit.
Storming back.
Like, it's other motherfuckers where you could have gone up 28-3 on them in the Super Bowl.
It's
over.
A
wrap.
Yeah.
But y'all went up 28-3 and left that window open, nigga.
I've been watching you brought up Kobe. I've been watching a lot of Kobe content over the last few days, and I forget who was talking about him, but he said he was in a game against the Orlando Magic.
Okay. And
Tracy McGrady was killing. He had like 30 at the end of the third quarter, whatever. And Kobe said he looked over. They said, I forget who it was, but whoever it was telling the story said Kobe looked over and said, you know the difference between him and me? He's done. I'm just getting started. Motherfucker scored 20 in the third quarter, another 28 in the fourth quarter, and they won the fucking game. He's like, that's the difference.
Right.
And Tom Brady is the same fucking way.
Bingo.
He's never out of any game. When it counts, he's never out of no game.
I swear to God, I was trying to tell Jules this shit the other day. I'm like, I hear y'all with the Drew Brees. I hear y'all with the Peyton. I hear y'all with the A-Rod. A-Rod, if there's a minute and 45 seconds left on the clock and the ball is on the 20, there's no other quarterback I want the ball in their hands going that way for 80. Call me whatever you want. There's no one
what I particularly appreciate about TB12 is he has no conscience about playing football. Like he ignores all of his past mistakes. He overcome all shit. I threw 3 interceptions. All right, cool. Watch this shit. Like he just don't give a fuck.
Like he literally did. He remade the video with Gronk last night for the joint. It's like, I didn't play great, but fuck y'all.
I won.
We in the bowl. Nigga.
It's something to be said for winning, and he wins more than everybody. Like he's going to his 10th Super Bowl. Now I think they're gonna get power washed, but that's neither here nor there at this point.
Jules said if he wins this Super Bowl, this is probably his second best accomplishment behind coming in as the rookie and winning the joint. And I'm like, it's one of them situations where the Chiefs are supremely better on paper and in reality. Yeah. The Chiefs are the better team. And I personally think the Chiefs will win. I do. I think, but all in all, it's like, it's still Tom.
You can't count Tom out.
You can't just. I told him I ain't putting no money on this shit, just cause I can't. I just don't want to be a part of that.
It's gonna be interesting to see how these odds. You know, the Vegas.
You know, it's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, where they move all over back and forth. Like it's gonna be interesting. But you know, the same shit that Tom has, Pat has that too. Where it's like he just don't give a fuck.
Who's
like,
Pat?
Mahomes.
Oh, okay,
Where he just don't give a fuck, and he's just never out of no game. And it's like when they were down early, I was like, yeah, they about to come back, and then they fucking rattle off like 30-something unanswered points.
I saw this earlier and it made me screenshot it. He's the first player to win 6 Super Bowls and has a chance to win his 7th. He's now going to be the first player to make 10 Super Bowls. Only 6 baseball players have appeared in 10 World Series, and 4 basketball players have appeared in 10 finals. So Tom Brady joins the list of Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Whitey Ford,
Fucking from the 50s.
Joe DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Sam Jones, and LeBron
James.
The only people on earth
He a
to make
different
10
animal.
championships. And I was trying to explain to you, I'm like, do you realize the first Super Bowl he won, all of them are like anchors? Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi, like all of these dudes have like been retired.
Right.
Then he became a champion with the likes of like Corey Dillon. And what's the one who got the receiver who got the Super Bowl MVP? Black Boy.
Fuck is his name? Damn,
I know it too.
he got the Cadillac for winning the Super Bowl MVP.
It's right there.
He's like number 83. Was he 83 before Welker?
Deion Branch.
Deion Branch.
Deion
There you
Branch.
go.
There we go.
Like he became a Super Bowl champion with like Deion Branch. Wasn't Asante Samuels and shit around that? Like all of them.
Yeah.
Then they're gone. Then he becomes a Super Bowl champion with the likes of like Gronk and Wes Welker and all of that. Then they're gone. And he becomes a Super Bowl champion with like Edelman and Amendola. And it just, he's going through eras. Just eras.
How many years he been in the league?
Since his 18th? 17th? Started in 02.
Yeah, so I mean, he's been in the fucking Super Bowl 65% of the time that he's
They
been in
said
the league or some
that
shit.
ESPN and them will create these weird ass stats, but he's been in the 21 seasons, right? 21 seasons.
Okay.
So yeah, he
he
started
been
in
Super
2000.
Bowl, about 45%
40,
of the time.
47. It was 47%, and Steph for his career from three is at 46. So it was like Tom Brady actually has a better chance of going to the Super Bowl than Steph making a
Hit
three.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
I was like, what?
Cool stat, but what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Wild stat I saw last night. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have the same amount of NFC championships.
Andrew Brees. Andrew
What?
Brees.
Andrew, I was like, that's the craziest shit.
fucking what?
It's his first year in the NFC. Motherfucker got the same amount of NFC titles as fucking Aaron Rodgers. And I was telling them last night in the group chat, I almost feel bad for Aaron Rodgers at this point. I almost I compared him to Cleveland LeBron from the first time. It's like you're playing with the likes of Ira Newble and Zadrunas Ilgauskas, Anderson Varejao, Mo Williams, Wally Zerbiak, Joe Smith coming off the bench as the sixth man. And then you run up against the Hall of Fame Spurs that are coached by Hall of Fame Popovich and Hall of Fame Tim Duncan and Hall of Fame Manu Ginobili and Hall of Fame Tony Parker. And it's like, I said this to y'all. Y'all don't give LeBron the same bail that y'all give Aaron Rodgers. And I'd be like, I just want it to be fair. No, everyone looks at LeBron and be like, oh, why you didn't win? Why you get swept in the finals? And it's like, nigga, I played Hall of Famers with these guys. You know,
With the cleaning staff.
but Aaron Rodgers on the flip side, it's like they don't do that with him. And it's just like, nah, bro, it's got to be the same way. Either we not going to do that with the likes of LeBron or we not going to do that with Aaron Rodgers. And I said it. The same way I felt bad for LeBron being in Cleveland all them years where it was just literally him on an island. It's the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. There's no reason for you to be this good, this talented, this special, and get in these situations and your coach or your defensive coordinator is just like on goofy time. You know what I'm saying? And you see how terrible their last coach was when he went to the Cowboys this year.
Fucking McCarthy.
McCarthy was like, man, I got some bitches on this team. Like, y'all gonna let him pop fucking Andy. McCarthy straight called them all pussies. Like, so it made me like just look at it and just like, damn, yo, Aaron Rodgers might got to get the fuck out. At least for like this last couple of years.
It goes to show that his instinct last year was to force his way out when they drafted Jordan Love instead of getting him some fucking offensive help or a safety or some shit that he could have used. And he didn't. He was a good soldier and he fucking told the company line and he should have forced his way to fuck out.
I felt bad for King yesterday. Because they really threw it all on him, you know what I'm saying? Because he got torched at the end of the second quarter, gave up that 40-yard pass. And then at the end of the game, they, what was it, 3rd and 4, I think? 3rd and 4. And I swear to God, I was screaming at the TV, why the fuck is Brady in the shotgun? Here we go with the goofy shit. 3rd and 4, 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Why the fuck are y'all in the shotgun? And they called hike and Brady lobbed it up. and King yanked the nigga jersey. First down. Game's over. You know what I'm saying? Because like y'all get that stop right there, y'all get the rock back.
Exactly.
And King he had both of them plays at the end of the second, end of the fourth, and they kind of just like they were like annihilating him on Twitter,
just picking on him.
And it's just like, no, it's not like Matt LaFleur going for the field goal was bizarre as shit.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of strange things that happened in that game yesterday. I told you when Brady was throwing deep on the 3rd and 1, I was just like, you have Leonard Fournette. Go get the fucking like.
It's something to be said about Brady that I particularly appreciate. The fact that like when he show up somewhere, because now it's translated to Tampa, everybody know they got to be on their P's and Q's. Like these little silly fuck ups and all of that y'all might have been making the prior 2 years and all of that shit when fucking Jameis Winston was a quarterback. None of that shit applies now that I'm here. Because I'm going to kick y'all niggas in y'all fucking ass.
Right.
Because I got shit to do. Like, they keep talking about this motherfucking coach up here in New England. Like, we got to figure this shit out.
Right.
So it's like, and the thing with New England, y'all not respecting me. Y'all not properly supporting me the way I need to. Y'all keep drafting fucking nose tackles and shit like that. All right, cool, I'm out of here. Right. Figure this shit out on your fucking own. 7-9. Cam Newton looked like the worst quarterback in NFL history this year.
Gonna be the first. He's gonna be the 4th quarterback to start for 2 different teams
in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl is him, Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner, and somebody else. He's gonna be the first quarterback to do it for opposite sides of the league. Because Peyton did it for 2 AFC teams, Kurt Warner did it for 2 NFC teams. He's gonna be the first one to do it for both sides of the joint. First time ever that a team playing in the Super Bowl is playing in their stadium.
At home stadium.
Crazy as shit.
And, you know, I was on Aaron heavy last week. I love Aaron Rodgers. He's one of my favorite players of all time. But at the end of the day, it's like he just totally hasn't been supported properly in that organization. And he definitely overstayed his welcome. I was looking at a head-to-head comparison between him and Brady. Obviously, Brady's won more games, but Rodgers has the advantage in yards, touchdowns, less interceptions, higher completion percentage, but it doesn't fucking matter because Tom just finds a way to win. And the whole shit with Aaron is just like, dog, it's like you probably should have left there probably about when McCarthy left, you probably should have left too.
The Jules was up sending me stupid shit because you know he hates Tom Brady, and I was telling him like, man, go get you some rest. Like fuck, all night.
You got a quarantine.
Like yeah, all night just sending me stupid shit. So it said Tom Brady will get much of the credit for advancing the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl, and he deserves it. But on Sunday he threw 3 interceptions, and his team overcame it because Todd Bowles' defense allowed 6 points off of those turnovers. Difference in the game, and I was like, bro, leave me alone. So then. He sends me, this game is a microcosm of careers of Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Both of these quarterbacks are great, but one of them have been blessed with a better supporting cast and coaching staff. A-Rod has to overcome so much more than Brady. A GM who thought they should draft another QB instead of getting him some help. A defensive coordinator and Mike Patine who doesn't call the proper coverage. And a defense that can't stop the run at all. I'm like, bro, it is 3 a.m. Like, it's over. Brady won already. You know what I'm saying? So,
like, true as it may be, it doesn't matter now. The end result is Brady just finds a way to fucking win. It is what it is. Like, and I was looking at the head-to-head comparison between them two. Also, it said that Tom played with 17 All-Pros in his career. Aaron's played with 3. His whole career. So what does that tell you? At some point, you're the crazy one because you keep coming back to this shit. You keep signing fucking extensions. The writing is on the wall that you need to get the fuck out of here. This is not it. Even Peyton Manning eventually had to leave Indianapolis. Like, as great as he was, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, you got hurt. We feel like the young boy is better, whatever. And okay, cool. I'm going to show y'all motherfuckers. And what'd he do? Go win another Super Bowl.
Like, and he was sending me stupid shit on Twitter. I'm just like, I can't wait. They just kept at me and shit. And I'm just like, I can't wait to get on. Like, so the conversation we were having last night, I told him Tom Brady's best ever. He's like, no, the fuck he's not. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
10 Super Bowls is 10 Super Bowls, man.
He's like, oh, I would take Peyton over Tom Brady. And I'm just like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand the argument.
Peyton wouldn't take him over Tom Brady.
No. You know what I'm saying? Like, Archie wouldn't take Peyton over fucking Tom Brady.
Like, who, my son? Oh, no. What Peyton?
What Peyton?
Sean Payton?
Walter Payton?
My son? Fuck no.
Gary Payton? Like, fuck no. So we started going at it about, like, just shit in general in football. So I was basically saying how, you know, Tom Brady has built built all these receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like he's built these receivers up to like become names like the Julius Edelmans, the Amendolas, the Wes Welkers, the Gronks, you know, Deion Branches, all these dudes. And so we just started talking about receivers. So I was basically talking about the Colts, and he was saying the whole Peyton Manning shit. I'm like, the Colts they were the best team in football at one point. And he was like, no, their defense was trash. I'm like, their defense wasn't great. But
they had like the KC defense. They had a bend don't break defense.
Their offense was so fucking insane that it like kind of took up for that. So he was like, what the fuck? Like, no, their defense wasn't great. You said their team was good. I'm like, Doug, if you have something that's like 80% here and 60% here, $70. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just is what it is. So I went and I'm like looking it up, and I'm like, this was 2002 to 2009, 13-3, 12-4, 13-3, 14-2, 12-4, 12-4, 13-3, 14-2. I'm like, do you not remember the Colts were like smashing everyone every year? And what would happen? They would get to the divisional round
and lose
or the AFC conference
and
lose to the Patriots or the Steelers. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not viewing this through the right lens.
So I'm like, Peyton has the third most passing touchdowns ever. He's one of the greats, but he has the third most passing touchdowns because they were bombing on niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers 45-3.
So then I was like, you figure he had take your pick in the fucking running back situation. Edgerrin James, Marshall Faulk, Joseph Adai. He had Dallas Clark at fucking tight end. I'm like, he had Jeff Saturday hiking the rock. And then he had a wide receiving core where you got Reggie Wayne and top 5 receiver of all time and Marvin Harrison. So then he's like, whoa. Marvin Harrison is a top 5 receiver now? I'm like, I got him in the top 5. Yeah. So we started arguing. That's the reason I was asking y'all.
Right. Gotcha.
I was like, yes, Marvin Harrison, it's not wild to think he's a top 5. So then I started like going through it, like looking at all the records that he has. Like he's the only receiver ever to have multiple 1,600 yard seasons. Yeah. I'm like, again, maybe y'all just don't really remember, but I'm like, dog, Marvin Harrison is the shit. I'm like, he's a Hall of Famer.
Just because, he riding around in a tow truck with his pistol.
And Mike Clappin, nigga, it's like, dog.
Don't mean that he wasn't one of the greatest.
So then
at worst, he's top 8.
At worst, I literally was like Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, T.O., Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Harrison. And the reason I don't put Calvin Johnson, Julio, or AB in that is because them niggas just ain't do enough and they win shit. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, them niggas, they don't have like crazy records. And Calvin Johnson was the man, but it was in a vacuum. It's 8-9 seasons. And he's like, man, I'm out of here. Yeah. It's like who else was crazy nice at receiver real fast and real quick? Damn, I can't think his fucking name.
Torrey Holt was great.
Isaac Bruce
was
like,
great.
He was all of that, but it's like in a vacuum. You know,
like 5-6 seasons and then it's over.
Marvin Harrison had an extended.
He had sustained greatness for about 12 seasons,
like multiple seasons. Like he has the record for most consecutive seasons with at least 1,100 receiving yards. And I'm just like, dog, I literally was going through it last night.
I know I ain't crazy.
And I'm like, I don't think he's top 3. If you want to take him out of the top 5, I can see it. I can understand
but he's
it.
top 8 at worst.
At worst, you got to talk about him being top, in my opinion, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Because he was part of one of the biggest bomb squad offenses ever. Like, even when you look at like the greatest show on turf, they didn't sustain that shit.
It was like 3 years.
It was 2 to 3 years, and that shit was a wrap. They made 1 Super Bowl and won that joint.
Yeah.
Did they make 2?
They made 2. They lost to the Patriots.
You're right.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like they weren't sustained greatness. But I'm like, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, they were the shit from. Hey, Daniel, wake up over there. They were the shit from.
Cameras picking up your snoring.
Yeah, they was the shit for multiple years, like a long time.
Yeah.
Like when you look at Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton, these dudes being that high on the passing yards, that high on the receiving yards, somebody had to catch the rock. And it's quiet. I was looking at last night. You know how many records Peyton and Marvin Harrison got together? Most touchdowns between a receiver and a quarterback. Most yards between a receiver and a quarterback. Most game-winning catches between. It's just nuts how much shit they got. So I'm just like, if you got Peyton at number 2, he was throwing the ball to Marvin Harrison. You can't have him that far. You can't have him that far away. And the shit just went on and on. He just literally called me and was like, call me back, ho. And I'm like, nigga, we record. And he was like, hey, ask Chad what the fuck he say about that. So let me ask you, who are the top 5 receivers ever?
I had Jerry Rice, T.O., Randy Moss, AB, Larry Fitzgerald, and then I told y'all I had Marvin Harrison. I was going to put him split with Larry, but I just was like, Larry been like it's still Larry been playing for like 20 fucking years.
Larry's been good forever.
He's been good forever,
and he's just always good.
Yeah, so I gave him a little bit of a nod, but I had Harrison at 6.
I can dig it. I can respect it. I was trying to win $100, and y'all fucked it all up. That's why he texted me like, "What they say, pussy?" Because he was like, "Ask Chad and Rob, and don't tell him what the fuck we talking about. Just ask him who the top 5." So when you said your 5, it didn't have Marvin Harrison, and Rob said his. I'm like, yeah.
These niggas on bullshit. Niggas on that bullshit today.
He was like, ask him and screenshot it. I got a beat for you right now. So I'm going to doctor some screenshots up before you hear this.
I mean, I can send you another one.
I'm going to doctor something up and send it. But no, man, it's like, I just personally, when it come down to being great, there's a difference between being good, a difference between being very good, and a difference between being great.
And a difference between sustained greatness.
Sustained greatness.
Yeah.
Bingo. So you look at somebody like Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner was good. Kurt Warner was bagging groceries.
Yeah.
Like he was the John Starks.
Came in off the street, ran the greatest show on turf.
He was
when Mark Bolger went down.
You know what I'm saying?
I got this shit.
Kurt Warner, he wound up having 30,000 career yards.
Yeah.
Won a Super Bowl.
Went to another Super Bowl.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Not great,
very
but
good.
Very good.
Because he had some seasons where I was like, what the fuck is Kurt Warner doing?
Dog, but he did what he was supposed to do. He got in with the greatest show on turf, ran it up, got a big contract with the Arizona, got him a suit, and he sit on TV now. Kurt Warner made it.
Yeah, he did.
It's a long way from shopping bag. You know what I'm saying? Long motherfucking way from that. Then you have greatness, which is Peyton Manning. Becoming the all-time touchdown king, becoming the all-time passing king, just coming from the lineage that he comes from with
winning
Eli
the Super
and
Bowl
Peyton.
with 2 different franchises.
Winning the Super Bowl, the second one, you know.
Denver defense carried his ass.
They not trying to be funny. They could put Icebox from Little Giants back there at QB.
Yeah, they literally was number 1 defense end to end.
They stole the ball and scored on the first play. Remember that shit? The ball hiked and they just took it.
That Denver defense was ferocious.
Insane. Cam Newton called hike and was like, oh. Von Miller was over the line. They was wilding in that joint.
They was tripping.
They took the ball on the first joint. Like when Devin Hester ran it back in the Super Bowl, like that's just some old other shit. You know what I mean? But then you got, like I said, greatness with Peyton and like even if you want to go there, like what's the ball I'm thinking about? Number 4 from the Packers.
Favre.
Brett Favre. That's greatness. But Brett Favre wasn't like great every fucking season. He was good every season, but he had moments like when his dad died and he,
came out there and just was flinging that shit.
Dog. The funniest shit y'all ever get a chance, it's a fucking comedian. His name is Frank Caliendo. You ever hear this boy?
Yeah, for sure.
He would imitate John Madden on like the Sunday shit.
Yeah.
He got a joint where he called into Mike and Mike in the morning. He called into them, and that was the morning that Brett Favre retired. Because they always make jokes about how much John Madden loved Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And he's playing John Madden and finding out Brett Favre is retired. He's like, oh no, say it ain't so, Shoeless Joe. Just saying all this stupid shit that Madden.
Say it ain't so, Shoeless
And he
Joe.
sound just like he did Madden voice perfectly.
Yeah, he used to be on the NFL Sunday joint when JB was on Fox.
Dog. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was imitating Madden, like hearing
That's
about
funny
Brett
as
Favre. He
shit.
got another joint. He did Bill Walton voice, real crazy, and he was making fun of how Bill Walton would just be saying anything when like Wally Zerbiak would get hot, and Bill Walton like, Fred Roberts, look out! Like just saying stupid
Fred
shit.
Roberts, look out.
Like, dog, Frank Caliendo was funny as shit. But like I said, then there's sustained greatness where you're talking about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and fucking Drew Brees, where it's like these dudes sit at the top for a long motherfucking time. Even Peyton, you could put Peyton up there.
Yeah.
Long time of just sitting at, I'm the best, I'm running this team, we the best, whatever the fuck we on, it don't matter, we gonna get this shit the fuck done. And
every year they in the mix.
And for Tom Brady being in the mix with this new staff, with this new organization, Gronk was retired.
Yeah.
Yo, put your cleats, man. Put them in the back. We going down Tampa. You know what I'm saying? it's just it's something to be said.
Something dope that I saw came across on Twitter yesterday. Bruce Arians' entire lead staff, all his position coordinators and all that shit. I mean, the offensive, defensive, special teams, all his major coordinators, all black.
Yeah.
All black.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. They was like, shout out to Bruce Arians.
Was that you earlier when they showed the Colt staff and said them crackers?
Yeah. That's the new Eagle staff.
Yeah, the new Eagle staff. Yeah.
They all look the same. They all look like Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
They all got the same face as Matt LaFleur.
I feel bad for Matt LaFleur.
You shouldn't. He's a dickhead.
Because in those situations...
He's 26-6 in his first 2 seasons coaching because he has Aaron Rodgers and he just never puts him in a position to fucking win. He got to hold that L at some point. He was, this goes back to like the fact that like, Stephen A and Ryan Clark, guys basically saying like certain like white coordinators are allowed to like fail into jobs. Like he was like the number 20 the Titans had like the number 28 offense in the league the year that he got to the fucking Green Bay job. It's like, fam, like, how does this happen? Eric Bieniemy got the number 1 offense in the league for the last however many years, and they finding ways to say that it don't matter because Andy Reid called the plays.
You saw Deuce is out. Deuce said, "Hey, I had enough of this. I'm cool."
Yeah?
He left the Eagles. Asked to be out and shit. They said he had so many opportunities around the league and shit. And once they hired the boy, it's like, I'm never gonna be a fucking head coach. And like Jules saying, like they're not gonna promote a running back coach. You know, they be wanting like quarterback coaches or defensive coordinators and shit like that. So it's just like,
shit. Even Harbaugh got a fucking job. He was a special teams coach.
See what I'm saying? Like, so Deuce is out for like the whole Andy Reid era is over.
Damn,
crazy. It's over. One last thing I want to talk about. Verzuz has hit an all-time low. Verzuz is bad.
Yes.
I've said that before.
You were ahead of the curve on the Defund Verzuz.
I was ahead. Defund Clubhouse, Defund Verzuz.
Yeah.
I've been ahead of that curve. You started the Defund Clubhouse shit kind of early. Verzuz, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, they like how much residue is left in this pot?
Like,
get the razor blade.
Yeah,
they are really going in.
Like, you know when you get done the rice and all the good rice just comes out into the bowl, and it's just that clumpy rice at the bottom, and you like, I'm not doing that bad, so I can just put some water in it and put it in the garbage. That's where
they serving that rice.
They're serving the clumpy rice at this point. I knew already Ashanti and Keisha Coles was going to be very ghetto.
Typical word of mouth, word of thought before you get into your thing. I'm gonna clear out and let you do your thing. Anytime you got to reschedule something 3 times, you probably should just cancel it.
Just let it go.
You should just let it go.
Let it burn.
But apparently they sent them deposits out already, and they say, y'all bitches getting on this motherfucking stage.
So they wound up doing the old school verses, which is split screen, them in 2 different locations.
Yeah.
That's
in the baby shower chairs.
In the baby shower. The split screen shit is awful. It's an awful look. It's terrible audio. Everything about it is just ridiculous. Ashanti was there. She was there on time. Keisha Cole apparently forgot what night it was. She didn't show up for an hour and a half. She was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. Keisha Cole didn't get there till I was at work. My break was over at 9:10. Bitch was still wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she showed up an hour and a half late. She had an attitude. Titties looked amazing.
Titties looked great. Titties was tittying.
Yeah, titties was tittying. She always looked great. Ashanti had performed a plethora of songs already. It just the Doritos bags. it just the whole thing about it was strange.
Swiss and fucking Timberland really like let corporate America hijack the Verzuz movement unapologetically. You got a check for us? Bring it on.
Yeah. We don't give a fuck. Pork runs. we don't give a fuck. Whatever you trying to sell.
Pickle sausages. It's up, baby.
Spam, nigga.
Vienna sausages.
Spam, give us $2 million. It'd be a big ass spam.
They don't give a fuck.
We don't give a flying fuck. But I'm thoroughly over Verzuz. I wanted to go a little bit deeper. I don't give a fuck. Can we play our song before we get the fuck out of here? I forgot all about that.
World premiere
of what's his name?
Man, hold on, Taylor. Hold on. We gotta set this up right. Shout out to Kels Ent, Miami artist Trizzy Tree, new song Bae Fuck Them Hoes, affectionately known as BFTH. World premiere on TRPE.
Man, Bae stay tripping over these lame ass little nigga. Ain't worried about that, man. You know, I'm out here chasing a bag, man. For real, man. She tripping, always hit my line on that goofy shit, man. For real. I can catch a bitch lying with a straight face. Don't main man me, that shit fake. I was down on my last, it was just bait. So when it's time to break bread, no, it's just bait. Real niggas do real things, just saying. Nigga left you with my left and my right hand. Real talk, supposed to been on one night stand. Fuck Cupid, he fucked up a nigga plan. Just plan, still trend. Take flight, ain't gotta talk, cause you know why I step right. Got the wheel, you ever swerve, getting left, right. Sound the realest in G's, that's right. Ho hit my bitch, then we gon' fight. Ain't gotta let the book know noise on sight. Ho hit my bitch, then we gon' fight. Ain't gotta let the book know noise on sight. Bae fuck them hoes. Bae fuck them hoes. Bae fuck them hoes. Bae fuck them hoes. Cause they gon' gossip. Cause you the hotness. Don't let them stop this. Look, they ain't got shit. Bae fuck them hoes. Bae fuck them hoes. Bae fuck them hoes. Bae fuck them hoes. Cause they gon' gossip. Cause you the hotness. Don't let them stop this. See, they ain't got shit. Bet you never met a nigga like Tree. Ayy, hit it with the bean stick. Ayy, I take you around the world, babe, nights to the A.
No, we can't get all of that heat.
Never been bridge.
We can't get all that heat on TRPE.
The beginning of it is like the beginning of Confessions. Like, no, stop playing. Like, put that on everything. That's how it felt.
Shout out to the Miami TRPE delegation at I am Trizzy Tree and at Kels Ent, KELSENT number 10. Make sure y'all follow them on IG. Y'all can check out that song in full. I'm sure that Trizzy Tree probably got it on his page somewhere, and they gonna have it up on YouTube. But yeah, that's Bae Fuck Them Hoes world premiere here on TRPE, man. The power of social media. I just opened up the TRPE IG. It was just sitting right there. I said I have to hear this song.
Bae Fuck Them Hoes. Like, that's my shit.
That's
now.
a banger.
That shit is hot. Oh man, you got anything else?
I ain't got nothing else, man. Announcement.
I love this fucking shit.
NGTV is officially on Fire Stick and Apple TV. Congratulations. So now we are on Fire Stick and on Apple TV, so that gives us an additional television window where y'all can check us out at your home television. Also, make sure y'all go to YouTube, youtube.com/the realest podcast ever. Make sure y'all subscribe, view the videos, like, share, and let everybody know that this is your favorite podcast, man. We got a potential announcement in the works in the next couple of weeks. I'll talk to Matt and Big Dan about that off air. And other than that, man, we just appreciate y'all. Just keep supporting the movement. Official TRPE.com website going to be launching soon with new merch, media player, all of that stuff on there. And that's pretty much all I got, man.
I got nothing else.
Peace. We out of here. See y'all next week.
They fuck them hoes.